on. There we go.
Release the button.
Release the button.
Release the button.
No, we are release the paladins.
Yeah, we are release the paladins.
Oh yeah. Is everyone
We
taking
don't
their
need-
booze? Or?
Yep.
Yep, I literally just picked it on with universal discussion. I was debating between two. Which one?
I picked mine last week.
Yeah, I instantly went, oh, it's this one, and then went, actually, this other one is about as good, if not better. So,
Yeah, I think it was the devotion one that I took.
I mean, yeah, yours was very much, well, this is amazing for you.
Yeah.
I have not picked anything for Randy.
Randy
Good.
wasn't there.
Good.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if Randy was there or not.
It matters if they count Randy.
We don't know the radius.
Yep, it might matter depending on if Randy is considered a person.
Well, he's a humanoid.
Is Randy considered two people?
Exactly.
He has two.
If Randy has a player's stat block, then he is considered to have a soul for the purposes of Alterra, whose literal definition of a soul is, are they able to level up?
Yeah.
Yes. He has a stat block.
So start picking.
Then it is also pick for Randy.
Oh.
Well, we actually don't know. Wait until we find out what the radius was, and then maybe pick.
Oh no, yeah, the radius is massive. Andy's within it.
Yeah.
As far as you're aware, it at least at a minimum includes the entire mountain of Bastion.
Ah, shit.
This is on you, Point. This is on you.
Got it.
Well, this is on me.
The dragons got it.
They sort of don't have souls, I don't think.
It'd be funny as hell, though.
It
Just
would be
little paladin
dragons. No, they don't. They actually technically already get one. Actually, when they grow up a bit, because they get the conqueror. The conqueror's fearsome aspect one is based on the dragon's fearsome presence aura. So they sort of do get one.
But it's kind of the main like basis of Alterra is that the monsters consume leveled souls to power up. So the dragons would get those if they devoured enough people who had them, which is why monsters attack noids.
Oh, wait a minute. I've just realised what that implies. Point, you've just killed a lot of people.
Yep.
You just made a lot of people into more appetizing food.
Yep.
Oh, damn.
Yep.
Why it's important to defend themselves.
Yeah, but they're not gonna. A level 3 paladin's still not gonna stand up to a fire giant, is it?
Not one. 10, maybe?
Unarmed?
And by defend themselves, I mean not go out trying to fight fire giants.
They probably will.
Yeah, because fire giants can't come into their house.
What if they're...
Remember, the divine planes are currently controlled by the Empire. So should any humans die who aren't consumed by monsters, their souls go up to the heavens, where they are then consumed by god monsters.
By different monsters.
I'm fine with that. The Celestials are fine.
We've
The
not...
Celestials known as the mad gods. Yep, definitely fine.
Yep.
We've met
they're
at
fine.
least one god, which was fine, because Gwent beat the crap out of them.
Yes,
in
to
a
be fair, he
group.
was part of the renegade gods who got expelled from the heavens.
Nice.
They are the remaining faction of the gods who managed to survive what is known as the Schism War.
They're the sane gods. Or mostly sane, as far as gods go.
Yes, are we ready for some D&D? We got some consequences to deal with this week.
No, I don't want to deal with consequences because that's
Yeah.
too powerful.
No.
No!
Yeah,
I've
you
been-
don't
I've
know
been-
the consequences Bob's on about.
I've updated the quest ledger. If we want
Oh.
to switch over to the main screen.
Fine, Damien
Yeah,
Darkside.
One day I will probably...
Decide the fate of the Altsphere!
Altsphere. Oh no.
Damn it, Point! Damn it, Point!
Fine. And find Damien.
The worst part is, I was speaking to Chris during the week. He knows what I was trying to say.
I know what you were trying to say as well. But still.
You gotta be very specific with your wording.
We are,
Monkey's paw
wait,
and all
here's
that.
I got monkey's
here's the
paw.
bit. We are never allowing the point near a genie. Ever. They are
Yeah,
not
that's
allowed
understandable.
anywhere near a genie now.
The been there
Alrighty.
and done that and got locked up for it.
Welcome back to the world of Alterra, the Shattered Altsphere campaign, episode 69, Destiny's Children.
Nice.
Oh, okay, we made the same pun.
Of course I had to.
Previously on Alterra, we'll have each of the players give a sentence of what they believe was the most important part about last week's session. Let's start in reverse order. The point is not Destiny's Child.
Mhm.
I think the most important bit was I woke up from my food coma. That's important happened.
Nothing else. Lou Grimm.
I think the most important thing that happened last week is Lou was found innocent.
Yeah. Until
I think more
proven guilty.
importantly, Lou's discovered that apparently there was thought that you weren't innocent.
That's
What's
awesome.
all that about?
Lou already had ideas about that.
What is this just biased? Like you've done your time, you've changed. What is this?
Yeah.
I mean technically you haven't done your time. Maybe you should.
That's not foreboding.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, got a shiny new sword. Or Kameki's sword.
Makes
now
yours shiny.
For sure, sign it,
He
so-
got some polish for it.
Dr. Zormir.
Alvina won the competition.
Yeah.
They
Really
did,
said
and
most
aren't
important
you
thing was
aren't you
that-
wishing they hadn't now?
I'll let them.
You
say
know exactly what
what's
mine's gonna be. You know exactly what mine's gonna be.
And Alvina.
Alvina created a god.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that.
Oh, she
Well,
knows
a god is such a loaded word in this universe. You might want to keep that part to yourself.
Hey, she doesn't currently know she did that.
Or at least use a different word.
Yeah.
Killer.
Deity.
I think I
Oh.
would be either pillar or avatars.
Entity.
Kind of
I
both
think
fit.
entity would be a better word.
Avatar implies there's something bigger, which is even more terrifying, to be honest.
Well, they are supposed to be avatars of the universe.
Yeah. But
The
we
point
don't.
is they
That's
represent
a
the
little
natural
bigger
order.
than-
Yeah. It's a weird one. Pillars work so far.
But yes, and I'm Chris Mackenzie, I am your DM. Let's get straight into it. As you can see, we've got some new quests on the board. Decide the fate of the Altsphere, nothing big, and find Damien Darkside, who
We're
has
not allowed
now
to kill.
apparently, presumably, hanging out with a bunch of rowdy, low
Paladins.
20s friends who have just gotten a power up and definitely won't radicalize them further.
Yep. Point, you know how we could have done that probably non-lethally?
Yeah.
I don't think we
Not
can
really.
anymore.
We might.
Is it my number one priority right now is don't let that faction get any bigger.
We will start with the Gauntlets Rise before being dragged away to the council headquarters for anyone who wants to do anything before we head. Oh, and Gwent has already bolted.
Yep.
Yeah, we figured.
I mean, just looking
That's-
down, going, where did Gwent go?
There's just a hastily scribbled
I mean-
note saying, "I'm not dealing with gods anymore. Bye."
Gwen, I thought Gwen disappeared when Destiny appeared.
No, he started sneaking down with like no sudden movement style.
Yeah,
but-
just in case
Right.
the act of disappearing insulted Destiny and they smited them.
yeah.
Very wise, to be fair.
It's
You have no
good-
idea what the
Some
passive
common
perception
sense
of
from going
Destiny
into
is.
the shrub again.
Probably very high is my casual guess would be a lot.
Well, I'm glad I don't need to calculate it. So,
Bing!
ding. Congratulations to anyone who now needs to go to the door. Well done. We'll find out with whoever just doesn't speak in the next like 2 minutes.
Definitely
But
Bob. It's definitely
so
Bob.
Alvina was standing at the
Not me.
top. You now have the marble orb, the size of a small melon. You know, like it fits in your. It's a little bit bigger than your palms. It's small
okay.
enough to fit in a bag of holding, which is all that really matters.
Yeah. Yeah. Currently, it is in my backpack. Because I'll go,
Uh,
oh, I've got the body of a god
you
now.
and presumably Fukyu, who's had a chance to climb to the top or do whatever they want now, as the games have ended prematurely. Nobody cares about who came fourth.
Yeah,
Not when this has just happened.
Actually, no, there is a pretty clear first, second, third, fourth, to be honest. There's Alvina in first,
have
Quait in
bigger
second,
things,
Fuck You in third, and Unconscious Ninja, who we assume is in fourth.
Who knows? Who knows? We'll never know now. But the rest of you are up on the plateau. Darkseid is looking at you and has declared that it's about time that we all return to the council headquarters to discuss what's just happened. But before we go over the events of you exiting the Colosseum, would anyone like to do anything? I.e., would anyone like to throw themselves off the balcony?
Yep.
This is your opportunity.
I gave Chris warning.
I mean, fuck you wants his prize money.
Let's assume you'll get that later.
So,
You just standing there. But I came in third. I won something.
so I would at least try and convince Darkseid to let me go willingly.
But is Fuck You still a giant spider, by the way?
Yes.
Nice.
He was a
Unless
giant
they would
spider
like-
until he got to the top.
Yeah. Oh, you actually got up
they
here.
did undo it. Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, the point. What do you say to Darkseid, who is staring? You believe? What's your passive insight actually?
Let's have a look.
Probably alright.
So it's like 14.
14. You're not entirely sure. It's hard to tell. Darkseid's face is a blank mask of composure, but you swear for a second there's a hint of rage behind those eyes
I've got passive.
as he
16.
sweeps his eyes across the party.
Hey, I
Not
did nothing
passive.
wrong for once. This one actually isn't on me.
So
But what
bullshit.
would you?
Point. It's not on me.
To get anything more of a passive of 16.
Someone needs to speak to them. Right now, we need first aid for what just happened. Then we can discuss whatever comes after first aid.
Eh.
He narrows his eyes at you. Give
Second
me a
aid.
persuasion check.
Second aid.
Okay.
Well, our
So you
best
know how we
person-
just got boons?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, are you using yours now by any chance?
No, I'm going to save it for now.
Because I know what boon you took.
That's perception. Not... God damn it.
Don't worry, it didn't even roll yet.
Can I keep this roll even though I pressed the wrong thing?
Was it a nat 20?
It's a nat 20.
It's not, yeah.
I pressed perception, but I got a nat 20. Can I keep that?
What's
Yeah,
your
four.
persuasion?
To be honest, the
Modifier.
persuasion's higher.
Persuasion is +8 instead of +4.
Yeah.
But yes, to answer Zormir's question, you're slightly higher insight. Yeah, you can pick up a little bit more tension in his shoulders. You feel
You understand he's more angry than the point knows.
you feel almost a small connection. You sympathize.
Oh, no.
You recognize the I'm so done with this crap. What chaos have you just fucking sowed? Feeling that is crossing behind the back of Darkseid's eyes.
Darkseid just feels the overwhelming weight of the paperwork that he's gonna have to do when he gets back to the office.
But as the point looks on, presumably with his pleading look, just begging, just the eyes, just begging Darkseid to agree to what he said. Darkseid just kind of reaches up his hands, squeezes the bridge of his nose, and releases what is very clearly a much overdue sigh.
Okay.
I know
He
that
waves his
feeling.
hand towards the arena at you. Oh, like you could fuck anything else up more.
Where is a
No,
I
please,
mean,
Mr. Darkseid, don't say
Challenge
that.
accepted.
yeah.
Shiver runs down Zormir's back.
Yep.
Is announcer bot easily accessible at the moment?
From above, yes. You just have to kind of drop down 100 foot.
I can do that. I've got fly.
It just drops.
Yeah. I was ready to jump off this balcony if I was allowed to go. I'll do it anyway. Just at the balcony, hop down, cast fly, go down to announce bot. Announce bot, hi. We need to get a message out. Can you broadcast this as loud as possible?
Oh, you're gonna take some thunder damage.
I'm fine with that.
What sort of feedback loop do you think is happening here?
I assume you've got technology to not have feedback.
Yeah, they've got health. They've got basic health and safety.
You said
Jesus.
as loud as possible. That means take off the health and safety.
They've got pipes full of fucking acid.
Just when there's a really loud concert, you can hear it from miles away.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, and also health and safety for the participants is vastly different than health and safety for the customers. Mostly because you guys sign waivers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But announcer bot just kind of looking a little stunned for a robot. You know, big open mechanical eyes. Just kind of slowly, like creakingly turns towards you in almost like a gear shift motion.
Hello, it's me. We met yesterday. Kind of an emergency. You saw what happened.
Gear shift rotates his head back. Just he's not even gonna put up a fight for this. He's not even gonna question you. He just reaches out. You just drop down from the sky. At this point, people are just starting to associate weird crap with you guys.
Yeah, understandable.
He reaches out his hand and like pushes up a dial, or like one of those little like vertical sliders, and just like moves his chair back and motions to the microphone that is built into the desk and can't be moved.
Okay, I have a brief RP thing I'd like to ask.
Everyone, shut the fuck up.
Everyone shush.
Point to the RP thing.
So first thing out of character.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to activate the boon. Can we say it was subconscious?
Yeah.
Just power going in. Because the point would not willingly activate that boon, but I want it right now. Player wants it, character wouldn't.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
Okay, in that case, I will just announce. Everyone who can hear this, I understand something just happened. A lot of you are going to be feeling like a lot of power has just been placed on you. Trust me, I've had it happen to me before. I know what this feels like. But please know, you are not invincible. If you want to learn how to use your power, come to the arena in about an hour. I think we need to discuss some stuff with the leadership. But please remain calm. Come here. We will teach you how to use your power. I have a very good team, and also my party members. We will teach you what you need to know. In the meantime, good luck. And that will do.
Just posted a
Yeah.
gif of what
Don't
the
die.
yeah. Just posted a gif of what everyone's probably.
Mako's great.
Yeah, pretty much.
There is silence throughout the arena. Nobody's quite sure what to say. Not sure what to do. It's a little awkward, but you feel like you've gotten your message across.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let you auto succeed on this because you put effort into RP, and that's all the DM ever wants.
Okay.
Yeah.
With your newly enhanced persuasion, it seems to have done the trick. For the rest of you back in the booth, you see Darkside kind of shoulders starting to slack a little. Well, and here I was just going to have everyone sent home under martial law. Fair enough.
I had so many arguments in case that didn't work.
Right then, I've already got the Dark Feathers into position to start keeping the city calm. The Golden Hearts have been apprised of the situation, and they're going to deploy what personnel they have still in Bastion or at home. For the rest of you, there are carts outside, ready to take you to the Rebellion headquarters, where I have summoned a council. If you would like to take a ordinary passage down the stairs and out to the cart, there will be dark feathers along the corridors and at every exit to guide you to the appropriate cart. Let's assume this is non-optional.
I knew that. And I feel sorry you've had to feel the stress of what I go through on a daily basis. Thank you for your patience and restraint.
Yes,
Okay,
well,
chickens.
what's done is done, and I must now face consequences.
I mean, you got to remember also that Fuck You and Alvina are still currently standing.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. So,
Near
fuck you. How do we get down?
At the thought
I mean,
of it,
we could jump.
you
Oh.
feel the gravity
You go
fields
back the way you came.
disengage. And across the platform, you see doors open up in the Colosseum itself.
Oh, nice.
Ah, I think, yeah.
That works.
Should have just gone through this door to begin with. Would have been here a lot sooner.
Nah, that's cheating.
Why did they close these doors?
The point: do you return to the booth above with Fly, or do you exit the booth you're currently in?
I'll exit the booth I'm currently in, but I'm flying out an outdoor window instead of going downstairs.
Yeah, why waste this perfectly good spell?
Well, more, I'm going to go with them, but I want them to know it's my idea.
You're gonna fly directly
I'm
to
doing
where
it,
you're
but not
supposed to
because you
go.
told me to.
I am also lazy, so I'm going to take the cards, but
Plus, it's only
fair.
10 minutes.
As you exit the booth into the corridor, you can already find somebody in the Dark Feathers uniform, this dark leather with the emblem of the Dark Feather on their lapel. And you just fly straight past them and just continue down to the startled surprise of this agent. Who's just
I probably stop, go downstairs, right? And then just go past.
Just give them a wave.
This small flying dwarf.
I'll acknowledge them, but nothing more than that.
They stand there stunned for a little bit as you move out of sight with your incredible flying speed until eventually you hear hurried footsteps behind you trying to catch up.
I just imagine that the point is just like standing vertical and just essentially gliding.
Yeah, just floating
Iron Man
out.
style.
Yes, in my mind, the way the point flies is as if they were being lifted up on stage wires, but just without the wires.
Fair.
That makes sense.
As you make your way down, you are escorted into carts. There are one feather gets into each cart with you, allowing for 3 per cart. How would you like to divvy up the party?
I imagine that Fuck You and Alvina are in one, so who wants to be in with us?
Lou will go in with Alvina and Fuck You.
Yeah, because I imagine we just walked out a little bit later, because it's probably a bit of a further distance from the middle of the arena. So...
Then the point, if you're
they've got
taking
to
one of
take
the
the
carts,
chains off of Lou.
Yep.
then you get into the one with Zormir.
And Gwen is gone.
Gwen
Gwen.
is not here.
Nobody's seen Gwen. Gwen's gone. Darkseid
Oh
appears
my
to
God,
have
there's a big
their
search out for Gwen.
own means of transportation, and as you're ushered down, he sticks around in his booth, conveying messages to agents who seem to spontaneously show up out of the shadows before quickly vanishing with their new instructions, presumably almost giving orders to a web of agents, him at the center. As you are in the cart, you feel a jerk. Another thing for those as you're exiting you notice that there are a mixture of what are clearly rebellion personnel, both those in this golden half plate with the emblem that you associate with the golden hearts, as well as the kind of more normal, almost like clerical style of the dark feathers with their dark leathers. And for those with higher passive perceptions, you notice a sudden swarming of dark shadows around the exterior of these robed figures that you have previously seen and associate with the ink carts.
16.
Yeah, what is a high of, like 15, 16?
Like anything above 15, I think will do. They've kind of thrown discretion to the wind a little bit. They're not prioritizing observation and stealth right now. They are prioritizing control.
They just need the numbers,
Pretty much just
basically.
zoning,
Anyone
yeah.
who's here. Well, I've got
Clearly
15.
they have summoned everyone they can. They are putting the entire city down on effectively lockdown. There doesn't seem to be a panic. It seems that citizens here are kind of used to this, actually. There is this understanding that you can see in the eyes of people as you're passing them that this is a necessity of being this kind of salvage operation, this hidden bastion. And there is, it's almost like how people develop an attitude to whenever they're in a very scarce resource or a scarce environment where they need to be respectful that, there has to be order, there has to be control.
Well, like
There is
fire
almost
drill is what my mind goes
yeah,
to.
effectively. But they've come to kind of just associate this. It seems that however the city has been surviving, there have been moments throughout history where there has been needed to be this form of authoritarianism.
Yeah, fair enough.
And that the populace is well adapted to, on a moment's notice, switching to this law and order abiding stance.
Yeah. Well, Alvina, when she gets into the car, she goes, well, that was a great contest. Didn't expect the giant Valkyrie thing at the end. That was pretty awesome.
None of the people who know.
I think it's as good as you think it is.
Right, it was
Mr.
cool.
Darkside didn't seem too happy about it.
Oh,
It
did he
doesn't
not?
seem like he'd be very happy about anything, though.
Did he not plan that? I did see him scowling.
Even more, no, this was not planned. I'm
Oh!
afraid.
No.
Well, we won really hard, I guess, then.
As you guys have
yeah,
that conversation,
I saw it, and congratulations.
we'll do a little back and forth as we switch back over to Zormir and the point for a couple moments.
Oh, that was very unexpected. At least we're ruling out that these things aren't entities being brung forward by psionic interference.
Do you think Lou will forgive us for that?
Oh no, he's gonna be a little pissed off at us for that. But I'm glad we proved that it's not that.
His fault. You can say it.
Well,
As we switch over to Lou and the remaining two.
Ah, did you get me any snacks, by the way?
Yeah, we saw a point eating a bunch of things. Is there anything left?
And I don't think so. He kind of went in a food coma.
I need to give him more practice.
And Zormir lost his snacks as well.
Damn. By the way, why
How
were you?
did
Why?
that happen?
They fell.
That's no excuse.
I mean,
how far did they
yeah.
fall?
Well, they
On
picked up
the
within
ground,
5
but-
seconds.
As we head back to Zormir and
There's
the
a
point.
remnant on him. There's a remnant on Lou's clothes.
Smells faintly chocolatey.
Yes, we return to Zormir and the point.
Do you know any paladins?
Paladins. I think there was probably some paladins within the. I was being trained by my master, but I didn't know them very personally. And unfortunately, a paladin friend that we brung with us, he got captured by things a while ago.
Yes, we do actually. But we don't know where the fuck he's gone.
Yeah, you guys remember Steve, right? He was a part of your party from like most of Tier 2. You have like several adventures with him before you
Good
got
buddy
sucked to this
Steve.
new world.
You remember?
Yeah, your buddy Steve.
Hey, Alvina's still convinced he died heroically.
You remember Steve?
No.
I suppose you were in the wool room for a while.
How long? He was with us for like. He was with us for like years.
Once you get into the groove, you know. You
So
just gotta
I
stay.
don't have an in-story reason for the point not to remember Steve. I just think it's really funny.
Okay, remind me to have Gwent do a physical on you to see how many times you've been hit in the head. I'm starting to worry about your.
Mental facilities.
And
I'm
schedule
fine.
a few sessions with me later on as well.
No, you're a busy person. That won't be necessary.
Don't worry, Alvina will do the therapy. It'll be fine.
But the carts continue on, and it
Sounds
takes a
terrible.
good, probably like 20, 30 minutes. You are on the far left. The streets have been closed. And we're going to say half an hour to 40 minutes. It's going to take a little bit longer than normal to for the carts to make all the way to the rebellion headquarters. And you have this time with your respective party members in your cart to discuss whatever you want. Apparently for one group it's just food, and apparently for the other it's forgetting Steve.
Now, Alvina will ask like a few, so why did you, to Lou specifically, so why did you just like disappear partway?
I got so excited about the enthusiasm you instilled in myself that I forgot there were certain spells you couldn't use.
Ah, fair. Yeah, shit, I lost the
used
gold on that.
Dimension
Damn it.
Door, not thinking.
Ah, fair.
Yeah,
Yeah, they did say not to do that.
Yeah.
yeah, I just forgot. It's caught up in the moment.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. It happens to the best of us.
Oh yeah, apparently it's not the first time. So Mr. Darkseid said. So
That caught me off guard for a
made me
brief.
feel a little better.
The stone golem's now your cart.
Oh, okay. I was thinking, is there just a giant
Probably
freaking
get the thing
colossus? Sorry.
We know they have good golem
If you use the
tech.
Gwentmobile.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, he's like the colossus of
Oh, we do have
roads.
the Gwentmobile. Forgot about the Gwentmobile.
Yeah, zombies.
Hey,
So what did
do
you?
these seats feel harder than the Gwentmobile seats at point?
So what happened with the?
It feels like these seats were designed by someone who actually has an arse, so...
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what happened? What were you guys discussing? I kept looking over occasionally. You guys seemed really deep in conversation. Apart from point, you blacked out partway through by the looks of it. Anything interesting happen?
But while you're thinking about that answer, more importantly, as you occasionally glance out the window, you notice as you're going through the town that more people here are glowing, and they do not look to be the same people who were in the Colosseum.
Huh.
Oh.
Am I infectious?
As we're going then, I will start leaning out of the window. Did you hear my announcement? There'll be training to deal with that at the arena in about an hour, just as we're going.
Really think we're going to be done in an hour?
I think I'm going to leave in an hour.
One way or the other.
Okay.
Or no, it's already been 40 minutes.
Yeah, they've been 20 minutes.
I will start
you got
saying,
20 minutes.
okay, I didn't account for travel time. It'll be in about 2 hours.
Another hour. Add another hour to my announcement.
Yeah, if you go down, can you pass the message along? It'll be about 2 to 3 hours. I'm sorry, I wanted it immediately, but, you know, I'm kind of being taken away by the state right now.
You're being abducted by the state. You're being oppressed.
Just a random person little kid going, yeah, bum bum,
It's Basil Brush.
bum bum. He took the Conqueror's Paladin.
Oh no.
Just mass fearing the other kids.
Let's have a look. Go back to the thing. I need to roll some dice here.
So why are so many people other than me glowing? Am I infectious?
Yes, but I'm related.
Oh wow,
Oh no.
Oh no.
fascinating.
Nat 20.
How many level 20 paladins are now in the city?
What? No, they only max at 3. That was to see how disastrous any disastrous events you'd come across on your way here. Apparently everyone in the city is so fucking well behaved.
If it's natural one, there's a pitched battle in the marketplace.
So, I was gonna have that. Now, given the statistics, I'm gonna say there's at least 1 or 2 people who are incidental, but those are quickly suppressed by the variety of seasoned personnel around them. But you do hear, in a little bit louder than you'd expect, a thunderous wave clap emanate from somewhere in the distance.
Well, that sounds fun.
Oh, someone's discovered they have smite.
Do you think we should go and check that out?
No, I don't think we have a choice in where we're going here.
Alvina sticks
okay.
her head out the
Maybe I
window.
think we should go check that out.
Alvina sticks her head out the window and just peers in that direction. Can she see anything?
I am looking straight at one of the the feathers and going.
I'm gonna assume no, just because you're on the road and there's houses in the way.
That's what I was like. Is there a straight line I can see? If there's buildings in the way, then I definitely can't. It's like, oh, I wanted to see what that was.
It didn't
You!
sound like it was too
You! I
good.
just point at a random person. You! Find out what that was for me. I'll be out in a bit.
But for the ink heart associating, to be fair, it would be a dark feather associating Zormir. The dark feather who you address there looks to you. It will be dealt with.
I'm also sort of gauging what his reaction was to when White said, "Can let's divert." Did he look like he
Ignore
was
you?
going to go and attack one of us, or like he
Wow.
was going to stop one of us from leaving? Was there a motion, any kind of indication of motion of you're going nowhere?
This is a bit harsh. Just immediately attack one of you.
Well, not attack, but I mean subdue us from leaving.
I guess he's a bit harsh.
Give me an insight check.
Okay.
Nat 1.
That one. He's about to stab you now.
He did seem to shift his posture, but you aren't entirely sure if he was just uncomfortable in the couch. Like he kind of like shifted himself and kind of just you saw him scratch his back at the time. But other than that, it doesn't look like he was doing anything nefarious. At least you can't pick up on his intent if he was.
I wasn't looking for nefarious. I was just looking to see if it was like, you're going nowhere. Stay where the fuck you are.
He didn't react.
1,000
Alright.
yards there.
So,
As far as you're aware, he didn't react. At least not unless scratching himself counts as reacting.
so,
He's got the more
Question.
time, Dan.
question. I'm directing this to the whoever's the person with us in our car.
Hmm?
I'm assuming. Can you?
The guards in our
Yeah.
car.
I don't suppose that there's any way that we could order for like a bite to eat because I'm really hungry. Like, when we get there, is there anyone we can send to go get some food?
Yeah, is it like a
Persuasion
kitchen
check.
order or?
Persuasion check.
Let's just see if this person just like blank stares you down or if they actually respond.
Oh,
I
it's gonna be
turned
another
some
one of
disturbance.
those.
I sense a disturbance in the force.
13. That's pretty good for
Alvina.
Alvina.
Alvina's
That's what
stomach
that's
was
what
rumbling.
that's the thunderclap, and there's a second thunderclap from the back.
No,
Substantially
I wouldn't
closer
have
one.
picked up any of my snacks unless someone else picked up some of the various snacks that were just left.
Yeah, 13.
The corner of their lips curls into a kind of snide snarl. I can certainly arrange for something devastatingly, lethally appetizing if you insist.
Oh, thank you very much. Beaming grin, literally glowing.
They just
know-
stare at you,
Lou just puts his head in his hand.
and for the entirety of the journey,
The guard man.
they just continue to blank stare at you with like their face not moving. At this point, you're effectively in a one-sided staring contest unless you stare back.
Now, Alvina is assumed, well, that's sorted then, food is getting sent to us. So she'll continue, like, looking out the windows, just chatting with Lou. Fuck you, just generally. As far as she's concerned,
Suddenly I
that
don't
the
feel,
matter is
so
settled, we're
hungry
getting
anymore.
food.
All right, as you're approaching the headquarters, is there anything any of you would like to discuss with each other before you arrive at the headquarters?
I did ask Lou, did anything interesting happen, so do you want to tell us that we accepted a quest to go and save Darkseid's kid or not?
No.
Yeah, I'll inform Elvina and fuck you that Mr. Darkseid wants us to go and see if his son is okay, and if possible, persuade him to go back to see his parents for dinner. Just to let them know he's alright.
Ah, fair enough.
He's apparently joined in with this sort of rebellion group.
A rebellion group in the rebellion.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he thinks he's a bit of a rebel.
I know the type.
So, you know, he's kind of like in with a bad crowd, Mr. Darkseid.
That's kind of like putting a hat on a hat, isn't it?
Yes.
In with the correct crowd.
So we said, yeah, we would do that.
Are you thinking
fair
all right,
enough.
Point?
Just more punk than usual.
Oh, and also, Alvina,
Yes.
he doesn't want any of them hurt, especially his son, Damien.
Oh, none of them hurt. I assumed the kid.
No,
The kid was a
because
given, but none of
Mr.
them hurt.
Darkseid believes that violence on innocent people is a bad thing.
Got it. I
That's
understand how to read. No, I know how to read between those lines. If they try to attack us first, they're fair game. Apart from his kid.
What if he
Good.
He's
attacks?
very strict about a no violence policy.
I do feel something ominous going on in that card.
Yeah. I think he was that strict.
He wasn't. No, it's a politician. I've heard these things all the time. They go, yes, no violence to anyone innocent. And that's how they put all the stress on the words. And they're just telling you, if they take a swing at you first, you can beat them up.
Are they still discussing this as we all step out?
That's probably what you hear when Alvina steps out.
Maybe before that, the point is, Zorma, is there anything you'd like to discuss before you arrive?
Oh, by the way, can the cart ride... if-
I'll let Zorma know my general vibes of we need to train these people as quickly as possible.
Does the cart ride count as a short rest, by the way? Is it an hour?
It will effectively be by the time it matters.
Yeah. I just want to have the hit points on the off chance that we decide to immediately go and...
Roll initiative.
Not with these people, but I want to... I basically want to go...
Step in. Roll initiative.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Fuck You and the Point would very much want a long rest at this point.
No, they just don't pick any fights. It's simple.
I mean, yeah, I mean, seeing as Fuck You and the Point still don't have many spell slots.
Or
It's been a
any-
long day.
It's been a long day since many weeks ago when we saw the dwarves and got our spell slots removed,
Yep.
Yeah.
They were gnomes.
expended.
They're smaller
No, yeah.
dwarves.
I'm a dwarf.
And they warned you.
All right,
That-
but
that
as
was
you
about 2 months ago now.
get out of the cart, you overhear Alvina.
Yeah. She literally was like, yes, they just say that. They just, you
They
can beat them up if they take a swing.
Cut them or kill them.
I didn't say kill them.
I say to Zormir, I told them no violence.
Yes. Which is going to be a bit harder now that they may be empowered.
Why would they be empowered?
Did you not see the rest of the glowing people around this town?
Oh yeah, I just assumed I was catching.
I thought it was there was like a party
You're
or
not a
something. down there.
disease.
Well,
Oh, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
You know, the thing we're coming here to discuss, the thing that currently
No, you were
showed
just
up
told
in the
to get
middle
the
of the
car.
arena. The
We just
arena.
got told to go in the car.
Yeah, we just got told go in the cart. We assumed we were getting our prizes here.
Yeah.
No, we're
Mr. Bailey has
discussing
serious
We're
communication
getting
issues.
something here, but it's not your prizes.
what
No.
everyone summoned there has ramifications that we now have to discuss.
But
What do
point.
you mean what everyone summoned?
Well, that wasn't just from me, you, and the rest of us. That came from everyone in that arena.
Weird.
Wait, so the Darkseid didn't arrange that, or?
No.
No.
Now, Lou did say they
Let me
didn't arrange
explain
it,
this.
but I just assumed that it was someone, like, showing up, like, that they already knew about. Like, how the heck did they get in here?
No, there was no surprise special guest.
Oh.
And we've definitely ruled out it's any interference from psionic interference as well.
Why would
Sorry.
it be
Bright smile
psionic
on Lou's
interference?
face.
Wait, why would it be
Sorry,
psionic
Lou.
interference?
Oh,
Mr. Darkseid believed that all the entities we were encountering, all the pillars, were
Or
hallucinations.
just a delusion from Zormir.
But why psionic, specifically?
because they're the one group that they haven't told us to kill yet.
Oh, just
And-
give them time! We haven't met them all yet.
But this
Well.
is at the point where Mr. Darkseid believed that Zormir was just delusional and imagining these things from stress.
I mean, I could believe that Zomir would imagine something from stress, but I mean, I saw one, and fuck you saw one as well,
this and
you saw one.
I said I
But that
also
might have
seen Morph.
But
Yeah.
they were also saying that might have come from me speaking about it to you.
Oh, I wasn't listening.
You weren't there.
That's not surprising in the slightest.
You just said you'd met something that made your iPad better. I don't.
Anyway, let's keep moving.
We are moving.
We're not.
We're on a time crunch here.
Yeah, we haven't stopped.
As you continue your way through the headquarters,
We'll discuss this more once we get in.
let's see one
Maybe.
second. I have to see who isn't here.
I wave at the receptionist if they're the same person as last time.
Yeah, they are,
I
yes.
just wait anyway. Nice to be nice.
Yeah, that'll do. Let's have a smaller ensemble for now. Oh god, gotta get rid of these. Does that work? Yeah. You continue on. You follow the golden path. You all still have your pins, presumably, to enter the rebellion council headquarters, council office. I guess council office, council chamber. There's the word.
There's the words.
Fuck you,
There's
is
the
still
word.
like stuck in his ear.
Yep. Oven is in her hair, I believe. So we do have them.
How are you feeling after your encounters in the arena? Does anyone want a quick bit of healing?
I mean, I was already tired. I'm just really more tired now.
Yeah, I had a good relax and stretch when I was in the cart. Though the guy in there did say that we could get some food sent, so I'm wondering that person's gone.
Also create a little.
Did you see that I one-shot Barbarian?
No!
Yeah.
That was awesome!
Yes, we
We
saw
did.
that.
Where did you do it?
It was when I was still in the cages when you guys buggered off.
Yeah.
We were watching everything from a nice booth, so yes, we saw everything.
Yeah, he came in, called me ugly, tried to attack me, then died.
Damn!
Was there sound on the screen, or could we just see what was happening?
There wouldn't have been like proper, like there wouldn't be sound like you're thinking of it. You wouldn't be able to hear what they were saying.
Alright,
It'd be like Olympics, I
fair
imagine.
enough.
Like you can't hear
You
the
would
people
hear-
individually talking, but you can probably read their lips if they're close enough.
We'd probably
Yeah,
hear
like there'd be like occasional like close-up shots or something.
We'd hear the
Yeah, but
sounds of
we
their
wouldn't have
attacks.
heard fuck you
clap.
Yeah.
But no.
conversing with him.
That reminds me, someone...
Not unless they were shouting.
that reminds me, someone... I need to find someone who can tell me what that poison that makes you a little bit ethereal was.
Huh?
Oh, you know that ninja that stabbed me repeatedly and then I squashed him?
Yes, I saw that.
He stabbed me with some kind of poison and I felt a little bit ethereal before I just went, no.
Oh. That's strange.
Yeah, so I'm curious what that was.
I don't know who you're best speaking to about that.
As you're having this conversation, you enter through the semi-ethereal wall into the large open chamber with the wings of the personal library kind of on left and right, and the little chambers on the first floor with the massive holographic map of not only the shattered Altsphere, but it seems to be narrowed in right now on particularly Salvos in front of you. You notice there's only two other individuals in this room. The half-orc with the long black hair you've previously met, Selena, and the, I believe, Simic hybrid Professor Dr. Vergus. You do not currently see Darkseid or the other three council members you know as UB Administrator and Gramps. And before we get into this diplomatic scene, we're going to take our first break there so I can get some water before I have to do a bunch of talking.
That is fair. I'm going to the bathroom. Be right back.
I mean, I was expecting Darkseid to be there when we got there.
Oh, he was still giving orders, so...
Actually, he's got off to
probably
do.
good.
Oh no, I imagine that he just like he was still doing that until like a minute before we got there, and then he just like teleported or something.
He might still be here fairly quick, but like you said, teleport. But
You could be listening on some other way.
The screen comes up, and it's dark side. Okay, what? Is everybody ready for this long discussion and political discussion? Or has everyone sort of disappeared now? And it's only Bob here entertaining you, along with maybe.
I'm just thinking what to say. So we know it wasn't fully my fault, right?
No, it wasn't fully your fault.
Good.
But going to everyone may be slightly your fault. Along with mine, unfortunately. I feel I did impart a bit of my what I had for my pillar that I've spoke to. It's me, boy, talking.
Okay.
Do any of you guys like steak?
Yes, love it.
Any of you guys like steak?
Is it in character, out of character?
Both.
Bloody hell.
Both.
He'll repeat it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
No. Out of
in
character.
character or out of character?
Out of character.
Yes.
It's just because found in Aldi, they've got something called the Big Daddy steak.
Ooh.
It's 16
Yeah, that's
inch
good. I
strong.
got it in Sainsbury's.
Yeah.
The big chunky steak. Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed
it's
it.
like-
It's quite nice.
It's like about a good inch and a half thick steak.
Yeah.
Oh, tasty.
It's really good.
16-inch rump steak, you said?
16-ounce rump steak,
Nice. Good.
I don't know if
and it
it's
costs about
slightly-
£6.
That's a bargain for that much. As is rump, I suppose. It does tend to be on the cheaper side,
Sure,
but
it's
still,
cheaper in Sainsbury's, but I could be wrong.
it might be
Yeah,
the
about a
individual
month
one.
or so.
A lot of meat, they quite often like set it by the quality individually.
Oh yeah, it's just the one steak in the packet.
Yeah.
My uncle got a steak pie from someone ages ago, and it was really good. It was like all the really chunky, chewy bits of fat that was
Yeah.
you normally get in steak pies was not there at all. It was
Cool.
a really good
Ooh,
steak
nice
pie.
and lean.
Yeah.
I actually almost bought steak the other day when I went to the shop. I saw a really good sirloin steak that I went almost, but I went not quite.
Yeah.
It's very close. I ended up getting some
yeah.
great belly pork instead, which was a lot,
gonna
which is
put
about
it-
a eighth of the price and was very tasty.
Let's hope that we have no vegans watching us and are just getting wound up by our talk of.
If you're a vegan and you're watching this, that's on you.
We're so sorry.
We're omnivores. We like our
I
food.
hope you're not
Everything but a
upset about
carnivore.
The way they make vegan sausages.
We respect your choice, so respect ours.
Yeah. To be fair, sometimes vegan sausages can actually be really tasty. I've had some good ones before. So.
All right,
But,
I am
Channel
back.
4 did a documentary on how vegan sausages were made.
All right, we'll not discuss that one on here because
We don't discuss how sausages get made.
Nope.
I mean, you got to kill the vegans first, so.
oh no! Oh, These are just jokes. Don't worry. We do not endorse killing vegans.
We do not endorse killing
And
vegans.
even when they are very annoying.
I thought you were going to say even when they're very tasty. I genuinely thought you were going to say that.
Oh god, this is getting worse. All right, let's get back to some D&D GM tech. Oh god.
Here's my proposal: we eat all the paladins.
I'm down. I'm down.
Wait, would that actually count as cannibalism?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, if
But
not
are you
if-
sure?
Not if they're not the same
I
race as you.
said no. Here's the
Yeah,
thing.
if all the humans eat all the elves and all the elves eat all the humans.
No, here's the
I
thing.
mean,
Does it count as
if they're
cannibalism?
sentient.
It does it count as cannibalism? Yes. Is Alvina still all for it? Also, yes.
Yes.
As to, alternatively, does it count as cannibalism? No. Is it still a crime? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't asking whether it was a crime or not. That was a given.
I mean,
All right.
sponsored by.
Yes.
Right, somebody said something about
Sponsored
diplomacy.
by the straitjackets that we all are currently should be wearing.
Selena gives you a little kind of like flick wave with her hand, acknowledging your presence. Dr. Vergas stares you all down and does his little like as he looks away.
I give a little wave to Selena as well.
Big smile across your face.
Yeah, I like Selena. I need to go and meet with her again later, but you guys are still pushing that like particular meeting further and further back with all the shit that we keep doing. Yeah, this was on point.
What shit? Yes, currently it is just you, Selena, and Dr. Vergas in the room with the giant holographic map zoomed in on Salvos.
Are there any little like Clark people walking about since we're not started yet?
Not in the chamber itself.
When we were immediately outside, were there any? Because I'd have just poked someone. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you get me some food?
Yeah, you would have passed plenty. So like just as they start like thinning out and you realize that there's not as many here, you just grab one and and do as such.
Yeah, pretty much. Just anything's good. So I'm really hungry after that obstacle course.
Oh shit! Please
Yes.
do.
I'll give you a tip.
But yes, you continue on, and you find yourself in the chamber. What would you like to do? It seems that Selena and Dr. Vergas are just waiting. They aren't conversing with themselves. It appears that there isn't like any pre-ramble conversation, at least not between these two.
I've already brought up to Selena that I need to come at some point and talk about the Dream Dust, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I don't. So I won't do that then, basically, because that's. It's like this is not the time to do that.
So do you guys know what happened?
And who else are we waiting for to show up other than Mr. Darkseid?
Dr. Vergas just kind of glances over you, stares you all down, and looks away again. Selena kind of just taking it like a little bit of
back.
Oh, you can, but he's immediately still just gonna look away. But you do so anyway. You stare until he feels a shiver down his spine. How's Selena's voice again? What have I got written here in the notes? Oh.
She had like elven rangery kind of like sassy voice, if memory serves.
Yeah, she's supposed to effectively fulfill the I don't even know what I'd call that archetype. But yes, we did hear that. Congratulations, I hear you've made even more of a stir. Exciting times you keep throwing us into.
Yeah, I didn't expect that when I signed up for the obstacle course, I'm gonna be honest.
Shame you couldn't have given them all druid powers. Would it really have solved our agricultural problems?
Oh, that would have been really
You
cool.
got powers?
Everybody.
Why didn't you tell me that?
Oh, come on!
You were arguing outside.
You were there!
You were there.
They really don't pay attention to me, do they?
No, we don't.
Yeah, you really don't pay attention to Dr. Zormir, do you? Sorry, were you saying something, Doctor?
Yeah.
Fergus starts uttering under his breath. See, the fools don't even know what they're doing.
Yeah, we
Complete
did.
Chaos!
Yes.
There's no thought!
Welcome to my world. Would you like
you
to
have known what you were
change-
doing if you were in that situation?
Would you like to change positions, good doctor?
I think you already offered them that.
Staring him down.
Frump.
Hey, look.
Roll intimidation.
From what I've been told on this one wasn't actually my fault, for once. So.
No.
Don't give him any mind. He's just annoyed that whatever your entity is somehow bypassed the Bastion's defense fields.
I think it was because
I was
it was
wondering
summoned-
that. Yeah, how did it get in here?
I think it was summoned by a collective feeling of achievement, or whatever we were all feeling at that point.
Was already here.
Victory.
Maybe get somebody to update your security system?
I think that's.
Security system is just fine, and Selena, I'd appreciate if you didn't tell these Rubble
Ruffians?
rousers,
Ruffian?
confidential secrets.
It wasn't
Also,
a
clearly
flaw.
not fine if
we have
people just
security
wandering in,
I'm
is it?
just trying to help.
I don't think it's a flaw in the system that something that powerful appears.
I think that one's just an effect of having enough noids in one place. Enough happy noids in one place, I guess.
Oh, so that might happen. That's a fair point. That might happen with other emotions if that's the case then.
Oh boy.
Just as a heads up.
To answer your other
my
question,
mind about you saying that.
Ubi Gramps and admin, I suppose you'd know him as administrator, have their hands full with some logistical problems right now since they're both deploying all of their reserves.
Yeah,
Dark side's in the vault.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
The vault that's down to the southeast or a different vault?
Oh, no.
The vault where all the Arcanite is.
No, let's just call it the data banks. That's probably a more appropriate term for it.
Oh, okay.
Right.
That makes sense. He's looking for something.
He should be out in a momentarily.
Okay.
Have we got any sign yet of how far this has gone?
Maybe it'd be appropriate if we waited in silence.
No.
I think you've done enough thinking for the city.
I don't think you're going to ever accomplish that with this rabble here.
Yeah, silence is boring.
Also, we can try and be quiet, or we can try and be helpful, but I'm not going to sit here in silence.
Exactly.
Fuck you.
You just set him off. You've just set him off now.
You tell the goblin to do something, he will do the opposite just to spite you.
We can repeat ourselves later if we need to, but do we know how far it's gone?
No, that's why we're waiting for Darkseid to retrieve from the data bank.
That's all you had to say.
Fair enough.
Well, I can safely say it went as far as this city.
Yes.
I think we gauged that.
As you're waiting, for those of you, I don't think any of you have high enough passive with Gwent not here. Gramps appears, just materializes already halfway through the chamber before anyone notices him. And you only notice him because, like, just immediately behind one of you, I'll let you guys decide who's furthest past.
Fuck you.
Okay. Immediately, like, right behind to, like, the right of Fukyu, Gramps just, like, curses. Bloody hell. I've had to put down 12 little outbursts in the last 10 minutes. Damn citizen really doesn't know how to keep their... Why you get out of my way? What are you doing?
I'm singing!
I'm just standing there singing.
You told me not to.
Exactly.
Do we know how long we're going to be waiting here?
Wait. This is important. Fergus told you not to?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Gramps just takes out a little sheet with black stars on it, just takes one off, places it, like, on Fukyu's forehead. Keep it up, kiddo. You're going places.
I somehow knew he'd egg him on.
Where's the old geezer?
Apparently the data bank.
For some reason.
He's getting his little chip from his little birdies everywhere, is he? I think is that appropriate if they're feather? What sound do feathers make?
Fluttering.
Flittering?
He gets his little
sound.
Feathers don't really make any sound. That's probably
I guess he's getting whisperings on the wind.
That works.
His ink from his little quills.
I feel like that's halfway there.
Oh, they're phoenix feathers, so they burn, so would it be a crackle?
And anyway, kind of in a rush to stop things getting out of hand here.
I think we're waiting.
Relax. What, you think this is the first time we've had a major global incident?
No, not even
No, but I
close.
think
This
it's like
week, maybe.
number 2 or 3.
Maybe. We've had a couple pandemic, couple contagions, couple possessions. That was a fun one.
What kind of possession?
Oh,
Occasionally you get an insane Spectre Core offshoot. I don't know what the hell they are. They're not quite fully sentient. They're mostly just bundles of ghostly emotions. Eventually one gets some gruesome murder. People, confined spaces. You know how it is.
Yeah.
And it just runs rampant. Just, whew. Really hard to catch the damn things. Could be in anyone.
I've just thought of something that may cause a problem if they've been empowered as well. The ones who swore vengeance on us because we broke up their stupid little cult.
Oh, we'll
please.
be fine.
Those aren't peasants.
It will be fine.
They already had levels.
A lot of them did.
Yeah, a lot of them are like high tier 2 bards and stuff.
Yeah, we fought a few of them.
And
They were like
rangers.
druids, rangers, and bards and things. We'll be fine. They'll have done the same. They'll have gotten the same kind of shit that we got.
Yeah, just assume anyone that you had to fight in combat innately has levels. They might not be levels as you know them, but they have power, which is what this thing cares about.
Yeah, it was power for the powerless, essentially, I believe, is what you basically sort of asked for.
Yeah, I effectively give anyone who has like 4 hit points got power.
Okay.
So they
So they would have just got the same level up as you if they just got like a little bit.
Wait, I've just realised something great, guys. Alvina can actually non-lethal peasants in this area now.
Yeah, that's...
She was physically too strong to non-lethal them previously.
Yep.
Nice.
Anywho.
Well, that's
Is
going
there
to
like
be interesting.
any sort of help coming, or are we just going to discuss this and do nothing?
Hey, Yubi.
Oh, you laddies certainly. What the hell was Yubi again? Was it there was something?
Kobold. They were kobold, barbarian-y, paladin-y thing.
They're like a gold Yeah, they are
Little
gold
gold kobold.
The whole
Yeah.
point of the
Barb
golden
was
hardening
the
card.
barbarian.
I distinctly remember her. Yeah, she was stuck in the mind because I liked her.
She's supposed to have like a dwarven motherly voice still. So
Yeah, that worked. What your voice she had was great.
Oh, you what was she? Oh, you whippersnappers really really gave a boost to our troop numbers, didn't ya?
Apparently.
Well,
Yeah, I'm not going to deny that.
you could also thank the crowd who were watching. It wasn't just us.
Oh, I need to. Whoa, recruitment season's going to be an overdrive this season.
I agree, but I think... How do you train your feathers, if you don't mind my asking?
Oh, I don't train feathers. That's Darkside's
They're gold
organization.
They're the gold hearts.
It's like, how do you... I was thinking gold feathers. How do you train your patients?
Troops.
Oh, the Golden Hearts. Oh, we train them the same way we train any, I suppose, militia soldier body. Oh, rigor, discipline, a little bit of hazing, throwing him into the deep end.
Mm-hmm.
Lots
Okay,
of workouts.
I don't think we can do that for the entire city.
Why not? That's what
Why not?
That's what basic training's for. I had to go
You
through
just
it as
handed me an entire populace of individuals with potential.
Hey, don't worry, Point. They'll be fine. I had to go through this as a toddler.
And look how you turned out.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. We get a whole city of her.
No, just,
We'll have these primordials eaten out of our hands before you know it.
How many other rebellion bases are there? Just out of interest.
Oh, what do you mean by rebellion bases? We talking outposts? We talking like headquarters?
If something were to happen to this one, how fucked are we?
Oh, as far as we're aware, we're the only one.
Okay, so let's not do that.
I mean, I'm sure there are small pockets of resistance throughout, but
Anyway.
as far as we know, we're the largest organized body that's rebelling, so we're the rebellion.
So
Makes sense.
what we need to do, though, is teach everyone how to not, use their powers to hurt each other or draw attention to Bastion or anything like that.
Yeah, that's what basic training does. Point. Don't worry.
Oh! Oh no, you're shit out of luck for that second one.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, that's why we're having this little emergency meeting to figure out what to do with that.
Mhm.
Oh, especially because of the thing Fergus picked up, right?
Having just glowing
Whoever
eyes
needs
look
the
over.
details of
Slow
this, yeah.
Still Rick to see grin and
You
having
must
face.
forgive us.
What did you get?
Darkseid will reveal what information he believes to be permanent when he arrives.
Pertinent.
Listen, I am an expert in when being dramatic is good. Right now,
You're also an
we
expert in
don't
when
need
dramatic
to be
is...
dramatic.
You're also
we
an
need to be
expert...
pragmatic.
To be fair, you're also an expert in when dramatic is bad, Point. I'm gonna be honest.
And as you say so, trumpets begin emanating throughout the room. There's suddenly a flutter of wind. As a burst of smoke erupts at the far end of the chamber opposite the door. Or on the other side of the chamber from the door. And emerging from it with a sweep of his hand. Somebody said dramatic.
Yeah. Alvina.
Magic word.
Alvina
In
starts...
any other situation, I would find that really impressive and really respect you for it. Right now, less so.
Alvina's clapping. I liked it. Thumbs up.
And as he looks across the room, you can see that he looks much more relaxed than when you left him.
Hey, he's found something good. Or he's had a de-stress. He's had coffee.
His skin just has a little slight glow to it.
He's not
been
real.
drinking, hasn't he?
No, he's not real.
He looks entirely sober. If anything, he looks almost just a tiny bit younger.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, everyone's gathered. Fantastic. Unfortunately, Administrator is not going to be with us this afternoon as they are handling the entire mess that we've just found ourselves in. But opportunity favors the bold, ladies and gentlemen. Shall we gather around the table?
Sure.
If everybody's ready.
Alvina's already sat down.
Where am I?
We've got the party section.
Okay.
No, you guys are just the party.
Yeah.
Assume
Alvina's sitting
that
on
you're
this.
gathered around this beautiful map here, because this is what's at the center of the room, and I'm not sure, I still haven't ever made a room.
Yeah.
map for
Alvina's
this room.
sitting on this side of the party, 100%.
You know what? Fergus deliberately sits away from you guys.
Yep. Alvina's sitting closer to the two people she likes the most. She likes Scraps as well.
As soon as Fuck You notices that he's moving away from us, he'll purposely try to sit next to him.
Just walks around the table and sits down directly next to him.
There's a very small pantomime show where Dr. Burgess gets chased around the table as he's constantly shifting seats, and Fuku's just following him.
Nice.
Vergus, you sit there. Fuck you, sit there. Let's get on with this.
But he's my new friend now.
So I do point to two seats, which are directly opposite each other, so you can face each other down.
I want to sit next to my brand new friend.
Yeah, point. Let him do it. We can start.
I'm sitting directly across from Darkseid.
Alvina's just sitting towards where Selena and UB are.
I've just sat down in whichever chair
nearest
nearest
seat.
when we started.
All right, so I think we all know why we're here. I don't believe I need to give a recap unless anybody is not aware of our current predicament.
Fuck You raises his hand.
Yes, would you like a recap?
I mean, I just want my money.
Yes. I'll have the administrator get that to you as soon as his hands are not occupied with the current running of the emergency response we've had to put in place.
Awesome.
Okay, cool.
But for those who may have been living under a rock for the last hour, it would seem that we found ourselves in a peculiar, what I'm going to classify as supernatural event, in which seemingly a large explosion of power has just been dispersed and emanated to every citizen as far as the eye can see. And we'll get into that in a little second, now that we are getting reports in via the sending stones from our feathers. But first things first. If you direct yourself to the holographic display in the center, I'm just going to have to zoom out here and switch it to power mode.
Okay.
Great. This map represents, as far as our sensors can detect, and it is a very broad sensor. The technology only looks for very large explosions of power. Everything highlighted in yellow right now was a sudden burst of energy detectable by anybody of sufficient power level.
Ah!
Anybody see a problem with this?
Yes.
It's one of you all have a moment there to let that sink in. Now, luckily, the magnitude of this explosion of power that would have been detectable by anybody in the sufficient power level themselves, given that it was a giant signal to the universe, is quite broad and seems to encompass the entire northern section of Salvos.
Well, that's something, at least.
Yes, and luckily for us, people were barely aware of where our headquarters were somewhere located within the mountainside, or at least there was one of possible rumors. Now, luckily, through our disinformation acts, our enemies have never been able to narrow down where in the mountain Bastion is, and quite luckily for us, it isn't in any one particular location, and even to that extent, they're not 100% sure that Bastion is located in the mountain, only that we have some form of settlement here. They're not aware of how big the settlement is, how dangerous the settlement could be, or how many noids populate the settlement. Now, this explosion seems to have swept across the immediate vicinity. We're not entirely sure how far it's reached, but what we can say with certainty is that it has encompassed everything within the breaker line. And for those who don't remember, because I realize I don't actually have it on
I was about to ask that.
the thing here. Let me just switch that back to token
There,
layer.
Go.
Oh no.
Yep. Point. This is why,
as we all know,
we be selfish.
The breaker line is what is generally considered the very fuzzy boundary in which the rainbow wall repels anybody of sufficient power level. Particularly as a consequence of the Rainbow Wars that resulted in the Scraplands in the first place. As a consequence, the Primordials, the Senate, and the gods themselves are unable to personally visit us within the Breaker line. That's why we've established our rebellion here. However, this does not prevent anybody of what we deem demi-arch power level, or arch level, from being able to enter the breaker line, which is why we still have very powerful, what is effectively tier 5 creatures able to come in here. And the great fleets of the 3 factions patrol the breaker line, having small skirmishes with each other. Now, luckily, no single fleet has been able to dominate within the breaker line simply because of the other 2 factions constantly keeping them in balance. Now, as you can imagine, this prevents us a little bit of a problem. Previously, we've been able to get away with our hidden status out of sheer negligence on the part of our enemies of not being aware of how dangerous we may be. And if I'm being honest, we're not even that dangerous compared to the power level we are contrasting against.
For now.
But for now is currently now, as far as our enemies are concerned. After all, they've just detected a massive power burst emanating from the north of Salvos.
So they're gonna want to know what the hell that was.
We can assume that there will be increased scrutiny from all of the outposts existing within Salvos. That includes Iron Core, Banshee's Grove, and presumably Reflection, who will be taking a more active interest in what's going on in our fair mountainside. Now, we also have the other problem of, because, from as far as we can tell, everyone within the breaker line, or at least every noid within the breaker line, has received a package. No, that's I've received a gift of a gift of this newly found power. That we are seeing a how do I refer to it, as a potential genocide event.
You might cut out the wrong moment there.
Ah, that's such
Potential
unfortunate.
something event.
A
I heard
potential genocide
genocide.
event.
I heard genocide. I heard
Oh,
a
God.
blank
That-
genocide event.
After all, the only reason that Noid slaves are a thing is because they are not worth the effort of consuming. They are too neglectable a morsel of power, and their physical presence can still be utilized more than the measly ounce of power that would be received from the monsters devouring them. It is generally how the power level of Noids have been kept in check over the thousands of years. Anybody who raises high enough is, well, quite frankly, a very attractive meal.
Mhm.
And as far as we can discern, everything within the breaker line has just become a buffet.
Mhm.
So we have two options. One, we can ramp up our disinformation campaign and attempt to dissuade with larger or similar explosions, or maybe even just slightly smaller explosions elsewhere within the breaker line, to convince them that this was a series of events and disperse their attention elsewhere, or at least to multiple locations. But this would require us to neglect the Noids that are now find themselves in a precarious situation throughout all of the breaker line. Or this brings us to option 2. We have to somehow attract all of the attention in such a magnificent way that they are too distracted marshalling a response that they are unable to feed or wage a campaign against the defenseless Noids.
They'll have a decoy.
Well, I think I know which one we're going to be most helpful for.
Yep.
Yes, well, we'll get to that decision at the end of the meeting. You're going to see Brightside starting to sag a little bit already from the weight of everything.
Who's trying to sag?
Darkside.
That's it. Okay.
But first, before we get into that, we have already started getting reports from throughout our agents in Salvos. It seems, to make matters worse, the Radiant Empire is fully capitalizing upon this situation.
One moment.
As we've previously discussed, they were already in preparation to launch a campaign against Iron Core. They have taken this, as from what our agents report, as a sign from their gods that the time is nigh.
Who saw it
And
as a
have
sign?
immediately started marshalling the troops.
Who just sees it as a time is nigh? Again, as I was away.
The Celestials of Banshee's Grove.
Okay.
Well, that at least ties up two factions.
Yes.
For now.
In response to this, Iron Core has already received words and are ready to deploy their first experimental battalion of Iron Giants. Just stares directly at Zormir.
It all just turns to Zormir. Well, things are going to get interesting. Hey, Zormir.
He's going to get busy.
Hey, Zormir.
Yes?
You know that item that you really wanted to make?
The one to control the worms?
How quickly do you think you could make it?
Well, that depends on if Mr. Fergus is willing to cooperate and with his resources that he has to help me discover this potential control method.
I think that'd be probably a good idea to put that as a high one, considering there's a giant army of worms in that area as well.
Yes.
Vegas stares at you. I'm a genius. I can do anything.
Great.
Except be polite, it seems. Anyway.
Please. Civility is for idiots. Not for those with the skill.
On it then. This is important.
We're currently in a meeting, you imbecile. It's not that important.
There's lots of big worms in Banshee's Grove already.
Right, and you think that they can already fight off an entire battalion. You have no idea of the measures of power you're dealing with here, are you, boy?
No, he doesn't. But
No,
I think
but
one
I've
way.
seen these worms. I've talked to some of these worms.
You talked to one of them.
Anyway,
Talk to the leader.
Yeah.
I will address your concerns after the meeting, Dr. Zormia. Should Darkseid permit it, of course. Yes, we'll get to prioritization in a second. Calm down, everyone.
Calm down, calm down.
A rebellion wasn't won in a day. Hasn't
I
been won
know.
in 1,000 years. Hasn't been technically won in 6,000 years. I think we'll survive with one extra day. All preparations will still take time. While the two factions are marshalling, they're not going to be ready to go within the hour. They will still take weeks of supplies and getting everything set up.
So how do we use this to marshal the other factions against either the Radiant Empire, making them think that this is all their fault, and distracting away from the Noid?
Was there any way to check what kind of energy it was released? There's a
Maybe
specific
with more
type,
sophisticated sensors, but
which the other factions probably have, right?
possibly. But we don't know what it reads at since we ourselves can't read it.
Well, that's something at least. If it is possible to find out what it is, then they might have some suspicion on if someone else uses that kind of energy a lot. They might think they did it.
But we're not done with our reports. We've already started to get hearing word of commotions in various other areas, particularly one down in the pits. It would seem... Ooh, let me grab this and put it down here.
Yep. Venus ears twitch because she knows something about the pits. She wants to go there. So.
The pits where we last saw Junior.
No, that's
That
a
was a different
different place.
The pits
the
is
pits is all the way
the
down south. It is the Blood Rings of Salvos.
Yeah, it was the like really really shady pit fighting area. That we had some information that something we wanted was down there, but I don't remember what it was offhand, so I'd have to check my notes.
They have money. It's fighting pits. You get money if you compete. Big chomper runs them.
Yeah. The other thing we were after was down here in the area to move things over with our liaison. The T.
The ice people, yeah. There was something in the pit specifically that Alvina wanted. I can't remember what it was.
But the pits have apparently announced a grand tournament for the Noids. The first ever Noid exclusive tournament.
What kind of?
Well, that doesn't sound like a trap in the slightest.
And who runs the pits again?
It's a neutral faction, effectively a warlord with several powerful entities under their command.
It's Chomper or something, right?
Let me,
tournament name.
Let's see. Overview, Salvos. Do I have an overview?
The pit, death matches, slaves, led by big choppers.
Choppers, that's what it was.
Yep. I knew I had something. Oh yeah, there's kebabs there apparently. That was it. That was it.
Yeah, of course you would make a note of that.
No, that might be.
Great
It might have been.
kebabs.
It might have been special kebabs. Would be my thought.
Yes. Well, no doubt they will have a influx of escaped slaves rushing for that particular area. After all, the grand prize for this is apparently a full set of Domineer armor.
Domineer armor.
Which is?
Let's not spread the details right now. But
Does it have any specific magic power, or is it just good armor?
No, they are legendary equipment.
we'll worry about the details of that if it.
What matters is that it is a very attractive offer to any Noid who has just found themselves a small amount of power and may actually be able to compete now in this tournament. People are going to let this power go to their heads. Let me make sure this is clear under... this tournament will be a slaughter.
Yep.
This is... Chopper's runs, as you can imagine, is a blood fighting ring. Tournament to the death. And he is no doubt going to get one of the biggest turnouts in, well, Salvos's history. But...
Also, probably around the area, there's going to be a lot of people wanting new slaves with some power. Or lunch.
Probably. We're relying on the fact that the other factions might be too distracted to do anything about it, and the fact that Chopper does have his own powerful mercenaries that have been able to keep small battalions away.
What about our dragon friend? Is there any stirring from that?
Old.
Our dragon friend...
Him, this game.
Yes, the black dragon.
Yes. I don't believe he would be too much of a problem. He mostly just devours anyone that comes into his territory, so assuming that no noise gets it into their mind to go dragon hunting, we should be fine. He's generally, well, he's generally fine when he's left alone.
So probably he's going to get a few idiots being his meals, essentially.
Yeah.
Yes, but unfortunately I can't help every single Noid around. Our main concerns are... Well, our main concerns will be in 3 locations. I don't believe the Noids under the Empire's regime are in any immediate danger. Unfortunately, the Empire deploys quite sufficient and powerful pragmatic dogma and indoctrination. Noids there, while I wouldn't consider what they have to be freedom, do generally have a less dangerous existence than Noids elsewhere. Theirs is more of a, well, structured fanaticism. Still technically slaves, but at least they are protected should they follow the rules. Of course, any who doesn't follow the very exact and occasionally shifting whims of the mad gods do find themselves very quickly whisked away to be someone's dinner. But there is at least some hierarchy and order. No, I believe it's the Iron Core slaves that we have to be concerned with the most. Rebellion, Reflection, as far as we can tell, doesn't actually contain any Noid slaves. Or at least they do not maintain any large populace of them like the other 2 factions does. The Aboleth sleepers there seem content to slumber within their domain, sending Nothics to do their bidding. The 3 locations are predominantly Iron Core, which has a very vast population of Noid slaves, which will have found themselves with a little bit more power, and if I remember correctly, a recent Noid uprising, in which a very small selection gained power from a certain sorcerer warlock and raced themselves to freedom.
Alvina turns eyes to Luke.
Making the, which has no doubt probably perpetuated the rest of the Noid population there, and given certain ideals that it's at least possible if only they were to gain a little bit of power.
Yeah.
I think
The
it goes
ones
without
that were
saying.
set free. Well,
But
I asked them.
So what I'm saying here is that the idea is already embedded in the population of Iron Core that if they gain power, there is an actual chance of success. After all, it has been done only weeks ago.
yeah, so they're
They are
brimming
ripe
for it.
for uprising.
Yep, they're brimming for it.
Which means they are more likely to get in a confrontation with the Giants to their own demise.
This might be a point where we might want to discuss something of importance then.
Let's get to that in a moment. To finish my update, we also have to be concerned with the Monstro Guild.
Yes.
I had a suspicion about it.
As much as they have been a convenient neutral party that we have been able to utilize occasionally, we don't actually know what their response will be to the sudden rise in their stock's power. After all, the Monstro Guild are a largest broker when it comes to the slave trade.
Not just that. They have something else.
Yeah, I'm gonna stamp on Zomir's foot hard enough that it bends the armor.
He moves his foot.
I've already stamped on it.
The Monstro Guild are an unknown factor here. Iron Core is definitely a worry, given that there will no doubt be an immediate uprising as soon as word is able to spread amongst the slaves there that all of them have gained power. And Chopper's tournament is to go ahead in the coming months, so we have a time delay there, but they will be slowly gathering as many noids as possible. Something we will want to utilize. But the unknown quantity is the Monstro Guild and Mind's Expanse. We are unsure what action that they will take, and if it is something we must respond to as quickly as Iron Core, or something that we can let slumber like Chopper's Pits. There are, of course, other small Noid factions about, and other small slave populations to neutral factions that we must also be concerned with. But those are the 4 most prominent updates we've received from the field within the last hour. But yes, Dr. Zormir, you wanted to say something.
There's something we need to retrieve from the Monstro Guild that might help with Iron Core a little bit. If it helps with a problem that we're having, we may want to use it. If it gives us some leverage with what we've already achieved, we might as well use it.
Zormir, you understand that unless you're about to tell an entire population that they have to remain slaves, the only 2 options I see here are either you somehow convince the Giants to relinquish their vast structural built requirement on Noid labor, or you kill all the Giants. Would retrieving this item allow for either or 2 of those cases to be even fractionally, or at least significantly fractionally more likely?
Yeah.
Looks at the party.
I'm literally like, I'm just gonna giving you a look of, I'm gonna kill you for this later. Yeah, we found out that some bastard from the Monstro Guild nicked a chunk of Imix's crown from the Giants at Iron Core.
I see. The artifact to which the Giants' original purpose here is defined.
Yep.
But this is one piece?
One piece.
Unless you are going to claim that you know where all the pieces are in such a manner that it might actually complete the Giants' quest here and have them returning home in victory, thus no longer needing their slaves to keep digging for the pieces, I don't think that will be enough. After all, if they lose their slaves, it will bring their search to a grinding halt. Which I don't think they're going to allow for.
How many pieces?
We know where one is. We don't.
How many?
Anyway.
We don't know the number of pieces.
We did actually, I think.
I think the Giants in their communique say there's 5.
Yeah, I think we got told because I think there was there was a few of them. They had a couple, I think.
Oh yeah, it's because I made you extrapolate it out from like how big the pieces are and like how many like you'd need to like create the crown effectively. So the party at least knows that there is supposed to be 5 pieces.
Yeah, because we brought that. Because there was 4 minor pieces and then 1 bigger piece, I believe. We don't know where the bigger piece is, but I think we know where we gave them one of the little pieces.
Yeah.
And we know that they nicked another one of the little pieces.
Yeah, so you personally handed over the one that you'd found, which was actually the first one they found, but got lost when the ship crashed and ended up in Cross and Bones Tower. And promised to retrieve the second one that they had found, but got nicked and they'd lost because of the genie.
Yeah.
But the Giants have only ever found 2.
Mm-hmm.
One of which they now have back, but they originally lost, and the other one that's got lost and they now need to get back. But have not found the other 3.
So
Presumably they are still buried somewhere within the vast continent that is Salvas.
I'd say there's not terrible odds, and I can have a... This is not in character. I have a suspicion on where 2 pieces would be. One of them is the one that we are hunting down, which I'm fairly sure is here.
Mm-hmm.
I have a sneaking suspicion, because this is exactly what I'd do, is there'd be one about here. I'd say there's good odds for that. The other 2... Don't know. Don't know the last 2 would be, but we've got a rough idea of where one is for the Monstro Guild. I have a suspicion that one's with the dragon. Because that'd be an amazing place to not have it be found.
Yeah. That would be helpful.
The other 2 could be anywhere.
Mm-hmm. So, we don't think we know where all of the crown is, but we at least know one of the pieces are to... It wouldn't get all the slaves back.
No, it wouldn't convince them to leave.
I wonder... If we had a piece, do you think that one piece would help if we had any kind of magic that could detect the others from it?
It's worth a shot. I mean, there's definitely spells that can find other items. You just need to amplify it somehow. And
That'd be an idea, at least.
the yellow does amplify things here.
Yeah.
Yellow harmonizes things here.
Harmonizes, which might lead to amplification.
Red's amplifier, isn't it?
Anyway, so
You happen to have
Darmir's
any-
went into freaking Arcanite mode.
Yep.
I mean,
he'll be there.
So what I'm getting is that we have lots of things to discuss,
Yes.
but none of them require, I say, immediate action within the next hour or so.
Not within the next hour.
Maybe within the next day.
Probably the next day. Yes.
I promised a bunch of people I would teach them to use their powers.
You know how to.
Do you know how to use those powers?
Nope.
Are you going to teach the entire continent?
No, but if I can help some people, that's a start.
Do you know what their powers are?
They seem paladin-y. So, by
And you
teach
don't
them
want-
to use their powers, I mean teach them the basics of adventuring, not to go out to dungeons, to, not use magic that will hurt your party, things like that.
And you don't think our military organization leadership might be able to handle that?
I was about to ask, does Ubi happen to have any paladins who have previous adventuring experience they think would be great for that?
That's where I was going to go next. I was about to ask for your help doing that.
Oh, I think they make up about 98% of our force.
Yeah, it works perfectly, doesn't it then? I just look back to Point with a winning smile.
Excellent. I believe they're going to be gathering in the arena very soon. I'm going to go and speak to them. If you can spare 1 or 2 people to come and help, they would be much appreciated.
Presuming they actually heed that message you gave.
Yeah. I assume enough will to make a start.
I see. Oh, sure, laddie. I'll come with you myself. But let Darkseid finish his meeting.
Nice.
I'm sure they can wait there, and I'm sure the Golden Heart's already there can handle their
Introduction?
proper equipment.
Okay, in that case, I'll sit down and gesture at Darkseid to continue.
Why does this make me think of the Earth Queen in Legend of Korra?
She kind of reminds me of Toph, actually.
I mean, it's making me think of the Earth Queen, where like the rebellion is just going to draft everyone that's got the paladin powers now.
Why not? I just haven't seen all of Legend of Korra. So.
Which is why I'm trying to get in there on doing it instead of just letting the military take over.
Yes, well, like I said, Iron Core is its own problem, and unfortunately, while we can have our agents try and dissuade any immediate action, we are going to need a plan there soon. And unfortunately, my agents may not be persuasive enough to do it, not with the new emboldened vigor Iron Core slave population seems to have found as of recent date. But
Another glance at Lou.
So
I
have you got any
reckon
words you can give?
I can hold them steady for a couple days at most. Convince them that they should train in secret, but we are going to need to do something with them as a priority. Particularly as the Giants will be starting to marshal soon. Although I may be able to use that to my advantage. Convince them to wait for the Giants to deploy.
Oh, that's a good call. That's a good way of actually stopping them from just doing something rash. That gives us a couple of weeks at least.
But we'll get to that once I've confirmed how long each side will take. No, the immediate thing is back to our original point. And before that, Dr. Vergus, did we finish the outfitting? And as you glance at Vergus, you see he takes a moment to think about what Darkseid's actually asking him, and suddenly all color drains from his face.
That'll be a no then.
You can't be serious. We just got it. It was such a prime study material.
I think Aldin just starts giggling a little bit.
Think about how much we could learn from it. I know, but our hands have been unfortunately pushed on this matter, and what else could explain the energy source? We have to.
Alvina's got a big grin because I think she thinks she's figured something out.
Yeah, just glances at Alvina, just grinning and laughing. I hope you know I'll be sending you on some suicide missions to enact this plan.
Oh.
Once everything's ready.
Naturally. Alvina just creaks, naturally.
They're kind of
standard at this point, yeah.
I think we've been on suicide missions from the get-go here.
From what I've been told, my breakfasts are a suicide mission.
I wish they weren't.
Hey, Geezer, so what are you talking about then? What's been outfit?
Yes, well, as some of you may or may not remember, a couple weeks ago, we retrieved a quite advanced gift from our dear adventurers here. A gift that we were going to study and dissect and find out all the technological advances we could discover from it. However, we currently find ourselves in need of a very big, flashy demonstration that could explain why there was a sudden burst of power. And what better way is that? And also to give the entire continent a consolidated target that is not Bastion, than a giant floating island.
Yep.
No. We're going to play with the ship that we stole.
Yeah, so we were going to keep it hidden for a while until we'd finally had a chance to properly learn what we could from it, but we have retroacted the controls so that way we are no longer entirely relying upon the whims of a very strange, semi-transparent jellyfish creature.
Ford.
Was that his name?
I forgot that was his name.
His name was Pilot 45.
Yeah, 45, Ford.
Apparently you're just naming everything, aren't you? Why did you name my bloody bot?
Because he asked for a name.
You've got to think
time
of
for that
name.
right now.
You've got to think of naming things.
Outside.
Yes, well, we've also equipped it with some more hospitable habitation chambers.
Ooh.
So that way somebody could actually have a nice little break from the fucking inferno up there. And equipped it with some other sensors and some basic defenses. And as well as Selena's been helping me out with getting an agricultural patch up and running there, so that way the system could be self-sustaining when we launch it into the Astral Sea. So it would seem that the Rebellion has new ambitions to launching what is effectively an astral station, announcing to everyone within the Altsphere that, hey, Noids have created a civilization, come attack us.
Mm-hmm.
And then we let it get destroyed and they think they've stopped us.
No, that's
No.
where you lot come in.
Yep.
Have we got somewhere we can dock the Dawnriser, considering this is now going to be effectively suicide skirmish missions?
Oh yes, like I said, it's a fully functional astral station. We've equipped it with everything we need. Now, let me be clear, it doesn't have force fields or anything. You're going to be relying on the fact that it's built inside of a giant asteroid with a shell to hopefully ward off immediate destruction. But we've also equipped it with several smaller frigates and ships for both transportation and scouting, and I will be assigning... well, I'll work that out to see who I can disperse to actually run the damn thing.
Okay.
You will also be taking any... maybe not any. You'll be taking a small battalion of willing participants to man and defend the structure. I say you, but let's be clear, you're just going to be some mercenaries we're hiring to help defend the thing. You have no authoritative control over it.
Naturally.
I think we've seen you cause enough chaos that I can't imagine you running anything.
Mm-hmm. Don't give me
But
admin.
it is going... But I reckon with the readying of the two predominant factions within the continent preparing to wage war on each other, that we will have a small amount of time, so long as we can fend off any scouting parties who come looking. I will also be requiring your assistance on that too. I will alert you if any prominently powerful individuals come along looking that might need to be persuaded to stop looking. While we finish preparations for... I don't think we've got a name for it yet. I'm going to call it Beacon.
That works.
I think it rhymes nicely with Bastion.
Yep.
While we prepare Beacon to be effectively a beacon up in Astral Sea, it will also act as, let's call it a waypoint if should you want to go traveling farther away from Salvos and require somewhere to dock to acquire supplies.
Perfect.
I think we're going to be very, very busy in Salvos right now.
Yes, well,
to retire onto the farm. Oh,
like I said, it'll take a couple of days for me to work out a list of any of the remaining supplies we'd want, or remaining supplies we'd want on our wish list to give them more of a fighting chance, and also to actually train up some of our more experienced personnel who already have military experience but may have lacked the power previously to put it to good use. After all, not everyone is equipped to manifest such divine destinies, at least until now. Who would like to man the thing, as well as I'll give you a chance to get to know them and put them through any additional training opportunities that may arise.
Awesome.
But that is our plan. Try and persuade the citizenry from immediately getting themselves killed. We'll, of course, put everyone through very rigorous training with their new power. I'm sure you'll be able to give great service to your persuasive charm. The point. After all, I am holding you primarily responsible for this mess.
I mean, he just nods in agreement.
Understandable. Can we say it's about 30%? Don't want to take any.
Ow.
Don't want to take any responsibility away from the collective populace.
But while I prepare a list of additional quests that I may need you to go on to help me finish this, as well as scouting out. I believe you have a lot to consider.
Actively retrofitting the Dawnriser to be ready for this too.
Yeah, maybe speed up those retrofits, though, man.
But you have a lot to think about. Whether or not you want to participate in or do anything of a recruiting drive at this giant Colosseum fight that's going to be happening down south. How you want to handle Iron Core, I'm going to leave that to you, Zormir, since you seem to have a connection there. Let me make it clear. I'm going to make you fully responsible for the Noid population of Iron Core.
Alvina feels like, a great weight was taken off my shoulders, is what her brain is telling.
And I will try to gather more information about what may be going on in Mind's Expanse with the Monstro Guild, but that would be difficult. I can only their information is always so secretive.
Well, if you can find anything about what was it, a smoke genie? That I should remember the name of, but offhand I can't. But my character would.
Well, if that was even their real name.
No, but just a smoke genie,
Yeah, but
and this is the name that we know them as, but it's entirely possible it's something else. But that was the person that nicked the crap piece of the Mixer's crown.
state that
So.
it could possibly be an alias.
Yeah, so just any information about that one would probably be just worth it.
In the meantime,
Yes.
I still need you to finish the request I asked you of earlier.
Yep.
Especially now more than ever.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
But I've told you my plan. I've told you what we're going to do with your so magnificently gifted island that we now may unfortunately need to go get blown up because of your actions.
Oh, I'm not letting that get blown up after all that effort we put into that. We will do our best to make sure that
it doesn't get instantly
Good,
incinerated.
good. I can imagine the Monstro Guild could probably be held back, but you do have 3 other fleets within the Breaker lines that you're going to have to contend with, not to mention Pirate, beyond galore.
Yep. It's going to be a great time.
Is there anything anybody would like to say to oppose my plans now that I've laid them out? Any adjustments we would like to make? Any comments we would like to say? Not from Dr. Vergus. You see just Dr. Fergus conflates. He's lost all will now that he has to let his giant island get exploded.
No, it sounds pretty decent to me.
Yeah.
we still might want to take control of those worms. And
yes, well, if you have the time, I'm sure I can, once Fergus has had a couple days to get the list I need of what final preparations to make the island fully operable are done, I will turn his attention to these additional curriculum activity. He can have a thought about it in the meantime. You said that they were being controlled by psionic implants?
this,
Yes.
I will pass the
Just hold it up, it's a huge table.
recovered
Bit.
item.
One of these things was in one of them's head, and it seems to be the thing that controlled them, so...
Great, Vergus, that'll be your second task.
That the Monstro Guild sent them here as an initiation, but I convinced one of them to go to Banshee's Grove. We were asked to get rid of them.
I think you convinced them to have a talk. Look, you were about to be eaten at the time. And I told them bugger off.
Well, should you finish everything up here in the settlement in the next couple of days, maybe you can turn your attention to going south once Dr. Vergus had time to have a look at your request. I can't imagine it'll take him more than a couple hours to get a prototype of something thingied up.
Fantastic.
And see if you can at least, delay the Banshees Grove from going to war. I have a feeling the Giants will take any time they can to perfect more Iron Giants, which will in turn give my agents more time to try and settle the pending rebellion there. Or their pending uprising there.
Yep.
Hmm.
Sounds like a plan.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then the point, I believe you and UB have some new recruits to persuade not to burn my city down.
Please do.
Dr.
Their city,
Vergas, I'm
yes.
going to need that list of final preparations as soon as possible so I can start acquisitioning the right technology. Selena, just keep doing a great job. And Gramps, well, Gramps, you already know what to do.
Ain't no bastard getting away with any mischief on my watch.
All right. Council dismissed then. Oh, and I still recommend checking out that Elysium Vault to the south to see if you can get any additional usage out of any secret technology there too before you leave. Hopefully it shouldn't take you more
Planning on
than
it.
an hour or two to dive through it, assuming you're able to actually make any progress with the golems there.
Mhm.
I was planning on going there to see if there was anything.
And I'll go and have a chat probably tomorrow with you, with Selena, about the Dream Dust. That's okay?
Yeah, should be fine.
Good.
So we all head in different directions here.
I'm going with
Where
the
we are.
point on this one. I'm curious as to what's going to happen, and I...
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna-
Elvina could probably help with combat.
I would invite those of you along. I expect not to immediately. Everyone except fuck you, essentially.
yeah. The ones that won't, when the person is down, immediately start kicking, basically. Yeah.
While you all
Screaming.
consider what you'd like to do for the next hour, you effectively have open time. We're going to take another break while I get more water.
Yeah. Alvina was very curious to go along with the point to see the basic
so
anyway.
paladin training.
Yeah, she's also there to provide a less optimistic hand for you to help. She's also going to grab a burger on the way past from the clerk that she sent, basically running to Burger King.
God.
I mean, fuck you, we'll still tag along.
Fuck you won't have been asked, but they'll be going anyway.
Yeah.
Basically.
This will be a thing of trying to teach them and just going, yeah, don't pay attention to them. No, ignore that.
I mean, fuck you, be able to teach the dex-based paladins.
There are Dex Paladins. You're very Dexy.
I've got no doubts about being able to. It's whether fuck you would.
No, I think you'd give them a great lesson. Whether they survive the great lesson is another thing.
Yeah.
So first thing, what you do is you sight between the legs and you stab. It's your opening move.
Now, begin combat training. I'm gonna turn in a T-Rex.
Yeah, this
Giant ape. You
this
paid
isn't
to it.
combat training. This is training on how not to
First-
immediately turn into a bunch of mercenaries.
Yeah, first thing you've got to do when your opponent does this and turns into a giant ape, what do you do?
No, it'd be first size up your opponent, find his weak spots, turn into a giant ape, smash him.
Pick him up and throw him.
So who here got the boon of turning into an ape? No one?
No one? Weird.
Okay, then.
Gorilla.
In that case, if you can't do that, find his weak spots, slash his Achilles tendon, and then
Who's Achilles?
I don't know. It's what the thing that on the back of the legs called.
Oh, I thought you were meaning find the one named Achilles and just cut his tendons.
Oh, I mean you can do that as well.
No,
That demoralizes the other people.
It's the instruction of what you do next. You Achilles them.
Achilles.
Yeah,
Achilles the tendons.
A poor little guy called Achilles starts running and goes, you're not so mean.
Yeah, he's like, who in here is named Achilles? You. First, cut his tendons. Just points at him.
First, kill him.
Then bring him back. What? You don't have revival? Oh no.
Go and fetch.
First kill him right now. Who can bring him back?
Who can bring him back? No one? Shit. How long we got? We got about an hour? Go fetch our weird robot thing that Zome keeps on the ship.
Go fetch Gwent.
No, Gwent's not coming out of his room.
Oh yeah. Send anyone out to fetch Gwent, so Gwent's gonna run away faster than we can get there.
Yeah.
I mean, Gwent's probably long gone, like back in the ship, hiding in under the covers by now.
Yeah, they'll.
Oh, yeah,
Reference:
yeah.
the only person in this entire party that doesn't have less than half of Gwent's movement is Alvina.
It's
Gwent's
okay.
reinforced his door.
No, that hasn't happened yet. Actually, that's going to happen.
For the past hour,
Weird
Gwent's
robot
been having a
is
standoff with the
comforting
owlbear, hasn't
Gwent.
he?
Yes.
I have returned.
Welcome back.
Aye.
Alrighty then. So, we have our very lovely map here. You can plan stuff during the downtime. Well, I say that. You can plan stuff between this and next session.
Yep.
But for now, I believe it's just after midday. When did we have the tournament? Yeah, this was in the evening time, like 3 p.m. So let's assume it's now coming up a little bit later. It's been, I think it's been like just over an hour now. So the point's going to arrive fashionably late, but not too late.
Yeah. Alvina.
Enough time for
and-
everyone's kind of be like gathered
Superstar
into the.
wouldn't do it.
Apparently, Alvina, who has been asked to go with, is going with, and fuck you, who just simply hasn't been asked, is also going with.
Yes, everyone decide what they would like to do with their effectively evening slot for the day.
South.
You're going to the merchant. Oh yeah, you're going to the dungeon, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if it's
Alone. Okay.
Good
even
call.
accessible by myself.
Good call.
Or
What
You never know, if
dungeons
it-
are
if it
at
turns
next
out-
what's happening during the break.
Yes, if you mention you're going there, the point will say that they're fine to come and help once they're done with the training montage.
Yeah, I think Lou. I've got a.
Lou will go with Zormir
Yeah.
wherever Zormir's going.
I was about to suggest. I think that you might be
Don't
useful
stab
at
me.
like that dungeon thing. Anyway, I think you could be handy for it because you've got magic being the main one. You know, you've got a
Because as I say,
significant
I
amount of
missed
magic.
What was happening during the break, so I don't know what dungeons Zormir's on about.
The tech
but-
dungeon. You know the tech dungeon with all the golems.
Oh
The
yeah,
Elysium Vault.
The one Chris has been trying to get us to go to
yeah.
for
Lou,
ages.
Lou will go with Zormir.
Oh no, Chris has not been wanting you to go there. He still hasn't completed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chris has been
That's
mentioning
okay.
it's an option a lot.
Yeah, because you know you're not gonna go there alone. I could just do door scene stuff
Yeah.
and have it done by next week, definitely.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
I
Alvina's
wanna see
going
if
to
it's
possibly
accessible by us.
give some level 3
Yeah,
paladins
I mean,
basic
we could do
sword
a recce.
basic sword drill.
We could Zerg rush the dungeon if we have enough paladins.
That's a terrible idea. You know why?
Yeah, I'm
Because-
It
pretty
might
sure.
just work.
There's
What
a
health does a level 3 paladin have? I think they still might be able to all be killed in like a single AoE in that.
the
dungeon.
main problem is that level 3 paladins are very well known for not having one thing: magic attacks. Golems can't be hurt without magic attacks.
But they can be picked up and dragged away.
Probably not, honestly.
Yeah, we can just assume these are more powerful than iron
Yeah,
golems. I don't think
that's
that's.
Yeah, like don't send paladins against probably CR roughly 16. Go.
Who would win? 1,000,000 peasants or the sun?
Yeah,
Son.
like this place is technically a deadly encounter for you guys.
Yeah, don't send an army of cannon fodder in. Although to be honest, if we kept them all, if we have them all wait back and just keep Leon Hansing us.
Let's assume they get maybe a tiny bit more of a con boost. You're still only looking at like 30 hit points.
That seems honestly fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
I usually like the knight stat block probably. Because it's like knight and then just give them a couple paladin
They're not
things
gonna
on
be
top.
helpful.
They're not gonna be that useful.
This hypothetical was a joke to begin with, so
What's the average damage of a fireball?
About 20 something.
Like 28. Okay,
Yeah,
they survive
upper
at least.
20s. They
Well,
survive.
they might not. They might not survive one fire. They might survive a average fireball.
Yeah. Anything over
Slightly above average, they're dead.
Yeah.
With a con of 14,
Or if it's
a
particular.
paladin will have HP of 28.
And they exactly die to an average fireball.
yay.
But yes, I believe some people are going. Let's go with you, Alvina and Fukyu and the Point. It sounds like we're all going back to the Colosseum.
Yep.
Zormir is checking out the door down south to the Elysium Vault.
Zormir and Lou.
With Lou.
And Lou is also going. Okay,
And Gwent is hiding.
It's hiding in
the fountain.
The fountain. There we go.
No one would think to check for a horse in the fountain.
It's Gwent's is standing there spitting out water
Gwent's
every
Yeah.
time.
Hospital, because no one expects to find a horse in the hospital.
No, but they're a cleric. That's exactly the first place that people would look.
But they'd think that's the first place they would look.
No,
So they wouldn't look there.
Gwent's in a tree.
I mean,
Actually,
the
Gwent's in a
church is
tree.
about, They would go there, but there's not many churches about.
I just expect Gwent's back at the on the Dawn Riser
Yeah.
in their room.
Oh yeah, it's completely barricaded with bed against the wall.
There's a
door.
there's a room between Gwent's room and the outer section that is entirely barricaded. That full room has been barricaded from the
That
inside.
assumes Gwent makes it past the owlbear, who I haven't had time to train yet.
No, here's the thing. They'll definitely head it past the owlbear. The owlbear can't see them. They're moving that quickly.
Let's make my puzzle. But yes, let's start with Lou and Zormir, just because there's the least amount of people in that party. As some time passes, it takes you time to get down to here, but you know where you're going. It's a giant, shiny door embedded into the mountain or the cave cliff wall, or the cave wall. God, I've lost the ability to speak today.
Yeah.
As I do every Friday.
Yep.
Surrounded by what looks to be almost a small kind of military setup, but a bit more like a military quarter. There's a couple stores as there's
barracks.
a little bit more barracks, but a bit more kind of solid and permanent. So they've got actual structures here now. They've got 2 stone sentry towers. Kind of overlook things. You can see all the dangling with banners of a mixture of the golden hearts and the dark feathers. Yep. As you're coming along, there appears to be storefronts here that specialize in adventuring equipment, so ropes, torches, every rations, things that you'd imagine you need for dungeoneering.
Yeah. I think Gwent went here, didn't they? To look for a shield.
There is still other shops up north that do equipment. This one is specifically designed for dungeon delving equipment than just general adventuring equipment.
There's actually something I'd want to go and buy from there, which is not magical, so I might have to remember that. Grapnel.
But there appears to be a small, almost admin tent set up next to the giant doors. There doesn't appear to be any blockers or anything. Anybody can just walk up to the doors. There's 1 or 2 people kind of thinking about just talking. They look to be a part of the kind of rebellion clerics, which have very similar vibes to the Dark Feathers themselves, but are in more plain, just kind of tunic clothing, with the general larger symbol of the Dark Rebellion itself, with the golden phoenix, the Dark Phoenix itself.
Less armored
compared to the
clerks.
Dark Feathers, which have just the Dark Feather itself.
Yeah. Less armored clerks.
Okay, we're down here. Let's find out if one of us can access the door without
Exploding.
bothering these people to help us get in.
As you're thinking to it,
have a look at the door to see if there's
It's giant.
any triggers.
Yep, go ahead and give me an investigation check. As you do so, it looks to be a very solid sheet of metal with a slight indent down the center. Not a full crack down. It looks to be almost more cosmetic to make it look like a door than an actual parting in the door. The door is decaled in these Elysium glyphs that are reminiscent of those on the Arc table.
I don't think.
And
Lucy's
stands about probably, we're looking at 50 feet tall or something. It's quite a large door.
I don't think Lucy's the door.
It's very shiny,
I
Lou. You
do something.
can see yourself in the reflection. What would you like to do, Lou?
There's a second Lou in the
I will
door.
spend 2 sorcery points. No.
I got the Iron Smurfs back.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll re-roll that with my destiny point.
Okay. Hey!
Fair. 20.
As you...
30, 20.
Triggers or hidden levers.
You do not. In fact, you are absolutely confident that this is not a door. This is a giant sheet of metal. Why anybody would think this is a door is because it has an indent in the center. You have no idea. But you do notice towards the side of the door next to the wall, there appears to be like decay, or not quite decay, but a little bit of like damage to the surrounding walls, where clearly the door has been attacked, and yet, like, as soon as it crosses into that metal, there is not a sign of imperfection. There is no scratches on this door. There are no burn marks on this door. But there are clearly like little pock marks of what look to be like Firebolt or Eldritch Blast decorating the walls for when an attack goes wide. And yet this door looks to have zero signs of damage to it. But again, not a door, no mechanism.
With a sort of bewildered tone of voice.
Yes.
Like, well, there's some damage here, but not on the door, so seems very inconsistent.
Yeah, you guys know you don't need to like have the other person repeat what I've said. The option of just my character reiterates what the DM just said is fine.
Well, I'm sort of I'm looking at the glyphs. He's sort of studying them, and of habit of when he's usually reading text or thing, he goes up and touches the where he's reading.
Oh no.
You do so. Nothing happens. Bum, bum, bum.
Turns out Zorbe can't read.
Joker.
Turns out Zorme wears gloves.
He's wearing his armor.
All of Bob's characters wears gloves after what happened in Geddon one time. I'm pretty sure all of Bob's characters for the rest of reality will wear gloves after one episode.
Touching it, looking at it and scrutinizing compared to, brings out the scanner thing. I wish this had a translate on it, and scans over the actual writing.
And it translates it. That'd be great.
We actually read the text.
What does it look like to me from looking at the text? Does it look anything similar to what was used as writing for Artificery, or is it?
Yeah, it would technically have a code. So unfortunately, Lou can't read it. As it's not a natural language. For the sake of your eyes.
I just mean neither one of us.
Well, that's fair. But for Zormir, it is written in the same was effectively code script as the arc table and the panel, the little tablet you get with it, or would have gone with it, because I don't think you actually have it. And not all of the doors in text, obviously, all of it is just mostly iconography, but there is a small section as you spend your time looking. There is a small section that has more detailed script on it that is an actual message, which the DM now has to go quickly find. So he was doing and then got distracted. Is it this one? Yeah. Another one there. Okay. How do I... Oh, you just read it, so it's not like it needs a voice to it. There's a small short message that reads, "Here dwells the fruit of our mind. Beware those not of our kin, for danger lurks within the steel. bend your will, or face rejection.
Your will.
Or face rejection. So the danger lies in the steel?
I have an idea. But
Can you make any
Alvina's not
tale
there.
of this, Stormir?
Alvina has an idea, but she's not there, so I can't say it because it would actually matter.
Are we of the kin of the... Oh, you want to touch the door? Let's see if it reacts to you at all. I mean, I've touched it. It doesn't seem to want to react to me in any way, shape, or form.
I suppose it can't hurt. So I touched the door.
You do
And I
so.
put my hand on it.
Nothing happens.
Well, we don't seem to both be of the...
Makes sense. You are from a different universe.
Yeah, but when it says Ken...
Do you have any siblings in alternate universes, Neil?
But while you two have a look at the door and try to figure out how to gain access to it, you are aware, obviously, that Darkseid has told you that you need someone with Elysium blood.
Yeah.
To open it. And there are 1 or 2 people throughout Bastion that do have that blood. It's a very rare blood marker, but apparently the descendants of Elysium have survived enough that their blood marker can still be found in a very few people throughout the populace. Which is why Rebellion has been able to gain small access to it. They've just never been able to progress past the goddamn ooze golems. But they did get some good research to actually create the Platinum Ooze that has led to the Platinum Phoenix, so something good's come out of it, in theory. Ooh, see if you can requisition a copy of the Platinum Phoenix to guard the asteroid.
I'm not gonna lie, that was on my list of things to do.
Probably have to repair it first.
I could get a smaller one.
I've got an internship with them. That's the first step.
Yeah, if we could get at least a smaller, even if just a smaller one, or like a bait one.
Yeah, I need to finish up what is effectively the Academy District, because that's probably actually where we're heading next.
Yeah, probably.
For
Actually,
also Zormir's request as well.
Yeah, a couple of things have a. Suddenly, we need the smart people area.
But that's not for this week. So that's the weekend go. All right. As we head over to the Colosseum, the point with Alvina and Fukyu in tow arrive and see a very structured queue of people still coming into the Colosseum, shepherded in by a mixture of dark feathers and golden hearts on either side, keeping the order. A lot of the people in the audience here look a little sheepish. They don't really quite know why they're there, but have been lured there by the point's previous excellent auto-succeeded persuasion.
Okay. Oh boy.
Alvina's literally walking, hands behind her head, just grinning, winking at the occasional person who looks horrified. Why are we here? Just smiling.
She's walking in there flexing.
Well, she means she's always flexing. But she's got literally you know the one, the very nonchalant, hands folded behind head, straight up walk.
I was like Mr. Universe, all these poses while you're walking.
Oh, not like that. She's not All Might.
Yeah, no, she
Not quite.
Or not the. What's the meme of the guy walking?
The Dr. Liversley walk. She's not Dr. Liversley walking either. That's what we did before. That's how we entered the arena for the first time.
So there are 3 of us. So,
4 of us. There's 4 of us.
Oh yeah, because Ubi saw this.
We've got the leader of the Gold Hearts.
Well, let's go up to the guard. Hope they'll let us in.
I imagine no one's barring our path if we've got one of the leaders of their organization walking with us.
Yeah, you're able to walk all the way in. Let me just quickly prepare you a Colosseum map that you can use.
The one from the arena fight would probably be perfect.
Yeah,
right?
especially as have they cleared away the arena? Or is it still there?
No, they had a chance to clear away the arena. I just actually, I think I retired that map.
Oh shit. Whoops.
But it's okay, because now I've got a different map.
Ooh.
Well, I'm just going to get one right now. One second.
Yep.
But yeah, it takes a couple moments to get your way through the Colosseum, conveniently enough.
Oh yeah, Alvina also is when that clerk who gives her food that she ordered turns up, she'll tip them a couple gold.
Yeah, if they ever got back though.
They would have. They're probably waiting in like the main room because she said, "Give me some food, please," and then walked.
Just having spent forever trying to find you.
Yeah.
It's like, where the hell is this person? They seemed important. I got him the food.
I saw them somewhere. I'm not sure where. Then someone walked past with a plushie of her.
All right. What we do? Yeah. Okay, so I literally did this to prove a point. I think I've crashed my server for this.
Oh no!
Worth it.
Worth it.
All right. So as you enter into the arena to see if this works.
Oh no! What have we got?
Oh, no.
It's funny.
Time for another
This is
arena
gonna.
session.
I was about to say, is this every single person has an icon? So there's like hundreds of people in this tiny arena.
Boy.
Every inch is full of people. Oh yeah, just Chris Baird just left for a second.
Oh no.
Wait, is Chris's Discord still on?
Yeah.
Go.
I may have been too ambitious with this.
No.
All right, come on, Paige.
Like,
Make
heads
this.
up.
It's still doing it. It's still loaded, apparently.
Well, apparently it's I think it's broken. Fascinating.
Whoops. Oh, wait.
Oop.
I see blinding white.
Jesus.
Yeah, I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Yeah, that's why it broke.
Worth it.
It is
Oh,
loading.
God.
It is
Oh
loading.
god.
It won't let me scroll correctly. Dynamic lighting just says on the screen.
It just says dynamic lighting.
It's flashing bits. Upgrade today to get this and other great perks. Find out more. Stop advertising.
Well,
Oh,
I'm not-
fuck.
So that's the NPC who's dynamic lighting.
They're still arriving.
The gargant that is dynamic lighting.
Oh my god! I somehow managed to break it.
Oh, it's killing NPCs. They're deleting themselves.
I know I'm doing that.
Okay.
Okay, well, you get the bit. The bit's done now.
Yeah.
Go on, everyone
There's
can
a lot
die
of
now.
people here.
Just do a
Oh,
blow.
them all.
Do a
Yeah,
big-
dynamic lighting's gone.
No, it's not. It's still there for me.
Still there for me. Yeah.
Now it's gone.
They're still there for me, but they were.
Oh, they're moving.
They're disappearing now.
Oh,
All right,
half one's gone.
That should be manageable now. Okay, that works.
Yeah, the
What
map
was
is
that
actually
again,
working
besides?
properly now.
Now bring in the party.
Oh, I can move these people.
Oh no. So can I?
Put them in like sections like the Romans.
So here's your new recruits for whatever you've got planned. The point.
I apparently just ordered them.
What, ordering they disappear?
No, that entire middle section, I just like dragged them and they all went into the grid. So...
Yeah.
Attention!
This is the rest of the session, by the way. It's just playing around
Yeah,
with.
okay.
Yeah, it's like dominoes but with people.
I'm doing stuff here. Stop.
That's on how long it'll take for them all to disappear.
Okay, right. I'm hoping either Announcebot is up in the announcement booth or someone. I assume Announcebot has a life outside announcing. So
He's a robot, he might not. What do you
He's
want?
a warforged. He's
Oh,
technically
he's actually a
his own
wolf.
person.
I wasn't certain if he was a golem or not. Genuinely.
hopefully someone can go and man the announcement booth.
What do you want me to say?
Oh,
No.
I was going to say just make sure the camera's on me.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something. Pay attention!
Yes, I will enter. I will make sure the camera is on me, and I will say, Hello there, everyone. Thank you for coming. There's a lot more of you here than I expected, I'm going to admit.
There's actually a few less of you. It's like there were more of you here a second ago.
Yeah, I see a lot of you got that illusion boon. Well done. Try not to use that. It makes things confusing. Anyway.
It's circumstantial.
So, I promised you lessons, and lessons you shall have. Now, have any of you got any previous adventuring experience? If you do, please.
One old guy raises his hand in the front.
I like you.
Yep, please come to the front. We're going to need as many experts as we can get.
Is it our old crotchety person that we had before?
Oh no, I actually had a question.
Oh, what do you want?
Yes. There'll be time for questions later, but I will answer yours since I singled you out.
Yes, I was told there'd be free pizza.
Is this free pizza? Where?
Free pizza will be handed out once Paladin training is complete.
Once we also find where the pizza is.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I'll turn to fuck you. Please go and find some pizza.
You know the type I like.
Actually, I that's what I want to say. I'm lactose intolerant. Can I have a burger instead?
No, screw those guys. They keep overcharging me.
I have something for that, actually. You can have something. I've got something for lactose intolerance. So we'll deal with that when we get the pizza.
There will be food for all later.
Yes, 100%. By the way, if anyone's not aware, I am going to give this guy Red Arcanite and something else to worry about.
Because that's just what we need. Something else to worry about.
Yeah.
Please, everyone,
no,
arrange
feed him
yourself
it so he does no longer worry.
So you can see me and my companions here.
Alvin just erupts in fire for a moment.
So I will turn to Ruby and say, so I'm going to give him the basics of, just whisper, I'm going to give him the basics of not
killing your allies,
not being a menace to society. Then can we maybe split them off into groups with some of your folk?
Small child just wanders up right next to them.
Yes, UB says something because the DM's definitely not too distracted by also playing with just moving all these guys forward directly at you.
Oh, should we get our characters to the actual size, by the way?
No, this is the actual size now.
Oh no.
There's a lot of people.
Alright, I guess I'll make you a tiny little bit bigger.
Danko.
Insist.
Oh.
Except for Fuku.
Yeah.
You can cast.
He's
We have up to this one NPC who definitely just an NPC.
This is the Alvina fangirl again, because there was another one in this place, wasn't there? It was like that merchant guy's daughter.
Yeah, fuck you can't
himself. Start punching! Just start swinging at people!
Stand back
Yeah,
5
fuck you can't cast it.
We're gonna be, oh god,
further
than 5 feet away from us. We want all of you in a 5-foot square.
Well,
hey guys, take it. Hey, here's the thing. If anyone wants to know, I can kill every single person in this section with one attack.
Thank you, Alvina, for point number 1. I know a lot of you feel powerful right now. I did too, and it happened to me.
This one 16-year-old kid walks forward. Hey, who put you in charge?
I pick him up by the throat with one hand. We did. Got any problem with that?
Are you doing this gently or very violently?
Scruff of shirt, lift. Just very casually, stroll up, grab, lift.
Alright, you're doing a nice, gentle, grabbing the shirt, lifting up stereotype, and not by the throat.
No.
Those have vastly different
They
responses.
are different, yeah.
If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. I'm offering training for those who need it.
And if you're going to be a problem,
bugger
off!
Yeah, well, put me down. All I'm saying is I think I speak for everyone here, because, you know, I'm that important.
Who are you?
That's not your business.
Okay. I shake him slightly.
Can I look over this 16-year-old? Oh, no. Damien was 25. So we're fine.
Anyway, I just wanted to say maybe you should demonstrate why we should listen to you with a demonstration of your power first.
Good. That's better. I put him down. Who
I mean,
are
He
you?
just like spins around and like falls on his ass.
Yeah. Who are you, by the way?
I suddenly don't want to tell you.
Why not? Hands on hips, like leaning over.
You're very scary.
I know. So who are you?
Look, a pizza.
One moment.
I will minor illusion a pizza at that point.
He dives back into the crowd and starts trying to hide amongst them.
Okay. Does anybody?
I'm not gonna lie. I was
Is
gonna give that
everybody
one a
else
snack.
willing to listen?
I was gonna give that one a snack. I liked his guts.
Old man begins to walk forward again. No, Kate has a point though. Where's this pizza?
Mm-hmm.
Pizza will be available at the end.
Oh, I heard somebody say there was a pizza.
Who did say there was?
That was me demonstrating my power that I can conjure a picture of a pizza.
Why does she get a pizza?
Because
It's not a real pizza. Anyway.
Oh, so I get
I'm gonna
pizza
say
because I
this
can
guy.
punch holes
Hey,
in walls.
Lesson 1, you're not as strong as you think you are. You've got limited hit points.
You got limits.
Don't
Just
think
say
because
limits.
Yeah, you've got limits. Don't think just because you've got this power, you can do anything. You can do more
Unless
than
you're me, because I'm immortal.
See?
Oh, wait. Wait, are we immortal?
No,
No,
this is a
you're not.
specifically them thing. This is
Yeah,
exactly
there
what
was
the
a weird
point's trying.
curse involved.
This is exactly what
Nobody
the
can
point's
say
trying
their
to
own
get
name anymore,
across.
you know.
This is exactly what people are thinking. They think they're powerful. There's always a bigger fish. Sometimes that fish is this little bugger who's completely immortal and was one of the people who stabbed a barbarian into unconsciousness and they fell 200 feet early with one single hit.
Yeah.
And you also,
So if I stab a barbarian, do I get to be immortal?
No, that's
No.
them specifically. That's what I'm saying. They
Seems a little
specifically can.
unfair.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Life isn't
lesson
fair.
1,
Lesson
don't go rushing
2.
into. Don't pick your battles. Is lesson 1.
Lesson 2.
And
Life isn't fair.
The best battle to pick, I'd say, is no actual physical battle. Do the
Best
thing
battle
that
of
works.
all
man.
This is
Best
great
battle
party
will be
roleplay, by the way.
with us.
Yeah.
Great party roleplay. Yubi just comes up next to the point and just like places her hand like up onto your like
Shoulder.
shoulder back. I don't know, the back of your shoulder, whatever you call that.
Shoulder blades.
Shoulder blades. Oh, you're doing a great job. A great job. Fantastic. I think they're really listening and respect you now.
Little kid walks up to the
I-
big paladin,
Can I
punch.
insight check how sarcastic that is? Because I legitimately cannot tell.
Yeah, go ahead, give me an insight check.
Incredibly. Yes, Lou, that is exactly the kind of
7.
thought that Alvina has. You have no idea.
The point can't tell either. Like, she looks like she is being sincere, but it might just be, but the words from anyone else would sound sarcastic, and it's throwing you for a loop.
Are your people ready to go?
Ow!
Question, do I know she's being sarcastic as hell?
Oh, she's being entirely sincere.
Aw.
She's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
That's best.
She has way more sarcasm
Dude,
levels
you
than
done your
Alvina
best.
can tell.
Like, there's a hint of sympathy there, but she is
Ah.
essentially reassuring a child that's struggling.
Ah,
Oh,
understood.
no.
Understood.
I want to be sarcastic now.
Yes, I've had several of our quartermasters and drill sergeants placed throughout the Colosseum, each with their own vigorous activities. I thought we'd go with maybe some weightliftings, practice range for those who want to try out their new power.
Okay,
We've got safety hands. Yes, we've got initiatives all around with safety blankets to put out any fires.
Sparring
We've got first aid
weapons.
on standby. We've got several teams of first aid on standby.
Good. I'd say maybe less weightlifting, less drilling, but
No, it's
giving
fine.
people the space to try out their powers in a safe space. Good idea.
No, weightlifting and drilling
Oh,
gets their
yes.
aggression out.
If you want, I can turn on the stability field so that anybody who goes unconscious is immediately stabilized and can't
Yes,
die. And
absolutely. Yes,
we
please do
can
that.
just put Alvina in the center of the arena and have them all charge at her.
Alvina?
Yeah, and then they get knocked unconscious for hitting them.
If your goal is to distill some humility into them.
I mean, it is, but maybe not with.
Alvina's cracking her knuckle.
No, it's fine. Nothing puts somebody quicker in their boots than thinking they're super powerful. Charging as an entire team of, I think we've got like, 600 people here.
Okay.
And all of them failing to take down one slip of a girl.
Okay. I propose we have stations. Some people can try out their powers at the shooting range. Some people can come to us for tips. Others can, if they want to go and beat up Alvina, can go and beat up Alvina.
And again, Alvina is the current reigning champion of the Rise. How are you in a fight?
Not great. I can take enough of them that if they want to come and beat me up, they can.
Point. Remember that you've not got any magic left.
Yep.
Like I would say this one, but this one's also technically third place in the Rise, and we did all watch them drop a barbarian 200 feet. So I think you're the one that has to look like, the least threatening.
Mm-hmm.
So if you defeat all 600 of them.
Question: how well known are you?
Oh, fairly.
Okay, that doesn't work then.
Yeah. I've seen some battles.
How much would this break chat if I rolled 600 d20?
We've rolled more
quite a lot.
We've rolled more, but just don't do it. Is my thought.
Just don't do it.
I have rolled.
All I'm saying is I don't think I'm good enough in a fight to humble them.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, I guess we go with the slow, having them go into groups and just go through various training exercises then.
Okay, how about this?
I don't know. I think she sounds like a good idea, Point, honestly.
Yeah, we give them a one-off. If they want to come and try and fight me, they can.
An overeager one.
And then after that, we do the training stations.
Okay, Zorman.
Oh yeah, sounds great. So how do you want to do this?
I want to slice it.
Anyone want to step up and have a fist fight with the Point? As Alvina just shouts that out.
I feel
so.
Like
for any of you doubting
do
our skills, it has been suggested to me that any of you who wish to come up and attempt to attack me are welcome to when I say so. Let me do my announcement first. Until then, over there is a station where you can try out any skills you might think you have, work out exactly what they do. Over there are counselors, I believe, or at least first aiders.
There's weights over there. Can I recommend
there are people around who know about having power and can answer any questions you have. In the meantime, fighting pose. Come at me, bros. I'm ready to get beaten up.
You know about having power?
You just get like one person at the front raising their hand. Is this like a come at you one at a time deal, or?
Honestly, I'd prefer one at a time, but that would take forever. So.
Hey, no, we could do 2 queues. We could do one at a time for you, Point, one at a time for me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Any of you who want to try and take on the reigning champion, you're welcome to try. Anyone who wants to take on the reigning third place, you're welcome to try. Fuck you, no knives.
What? I just look at the Point and wait. You just. I just look at fuck you and just go. He said no knives. I'm just grinning.
What I'm saying is the fuck he can use his sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said no knives.
Let's say 3 at a time, and if that proves to be not quick enough, we'll ramp it up, okay? But only if you want to fight. If you want to just learn your powers, like I said, we've got the stations.
And how many charges have you got left there?
Oh, I have no spell slot.
Yeah, Point has 0 spells.
No,
just, what appears to be like a like mid dwarf equivalent for his house mother She's got like it's still got an apron tied around her, her hair like curled up. And shit, DM's forgot what he was gonna ask now.
Yes?
Had a whole bit here.
Did you have a rolling
what we
pin?
get if we beat you?
Oh, that's what it was. Thank you. Yes. Is there like a gold prize if we beat you?
I mean, you get the satisfaction of beating
yeah,
us. So.
you get the pride of beating
One of us,
me.
yeah.
If I will personally, if you beat these two, I will personally give you some gold. I have to check how much I've actually got in my pocket right now before saying any. If you manage to beat either of these two, I will give you a platinum piece.
Those two, the reigning
Great champion!
I don't have that much money in my pocket right now.
I meant beat you. I don't think I could take that. I reckon I could take you.
Honestly, what's your name? What's your name?
What?
She's got a nice.
Why do you want to know that?
Oh, I will personally take you out for dinner. Anything you want, if you can beat up the point. Honestly, I'd like to see you beat up the shit out of the point.
Very good cook.
Been a couple decades since I got taken out on a date. Well, I have an excuse to get my hair done.
I would say Alvina will take anyone who beats me out to dinner, but that's going to be most of these people. I reckon I can take them one-on-one. I can't take them one-on-one all at once.
One-on-one. That's why I offered it to the first person. I didn't say it to anyone else.
Oh, very well. My name's Nisra Glazur.
Nisra Glazur.
Oh, I have a cousin who's a Glazur. Nice to meet you.
And you can all blame the random name generator for that one.
What was that?
Nisra. That's what I got.
It's my mother's name, apparently.
Nisra Glazur. Dwarf lady taken out for dinner if she beats the shit out of the point.
And do we still get to do 3 against 1? Do I get go find some strapping young lads to help me? After all, I'm my back's not as good as it used to be.
Yes, but only those who weren't training before this.
If I say, can I have 2 people? Can I have you 2? Help me beat.
Point suddenly jaw drops when
It's not gonna go well. What melee weapons do I have?
You have Merida, you can swipe at them.
You just have Merida.
I have a mace.
Oh, there you go.
What's your strength score again?
I've got +1 strength, +2 strength.
Hey, I was about to say, at least you're not in the negatives.
Right.
Put it that way.
I'm not awful, I'm just also not made for this.
I was making sure because I
Ooh,
didn't know what your
hello.
strength was. Oh, you have something good.
I've got Shillelagh.
Oh, do you have a club?
Yeah.
You need a club.
I've got a musical instrument I can use as a club.
That's how that works. Probably. It's wood.
Yeah, I mean, it just says like a cane or a staff or something.
Yeah, I think it specifically says like club, but that's like it's a piece of wood. I think is the only important bit, right?
Now I'm gonna go easy on you by not using my magic. You know, I don't want to brainwash all of you.
You might regret that.
So
You can't.
not telling them.
have any
You can't use magic.
Yeah, I don't have any. Is the issue. Well, I've not any leveled spells. I'll use some cantrips. Gonna make things fun.
Spice things up a bit.
I wonder if
Yeah, don't forget, paladins don't have cantrips.
They don't. Actually, no, they can get them. One of the level
them,
one,
but
one of the fighting styles give you cantrips.
At level 3, not so much.
Yeah, it's because they added a
that'll
bunch. They added a fighting style for like ranger and paladin that has like ranger gives you some druid cantrips, paladin gives you some cleric cantrips.
I will use my performance of creation to create a club.
I was about to say, do you just want a weapon point? I've got spares.
Yeah. Let's shillelagh this weapon.
I mean, they probably have that just lying around here.
Actually, it'll be a spar.
I
Actually,
still
yeah, there'll
have
be. I did ask if
Yeah,
there were
I
any
still have very-
sparring. Asked
Anyway.
if there are any sparring weapons, which would be like a wooden sword. So
Yes,
that is a club.
Any sparring weapons would be good.
Oh, aye, we've got plenty of sparring weapons. What's your pick? We have literally a wooden version of everything.
A wooden version of a club. How about that point?
Yeah.
Wooden version of a quarterstaff.
Let's go back to my roots. Do you have a wooden warhammer?
Ooh.
Ah, good choice, certainly.
It's called a mallet, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just
But yes, as people disperse and take up their thing, you find yourself with 3 challengers. The dwarf mother, Nizra.
Yeah.
What appears to be a small, like, 12-year-old girl called Tarragon.
Tarragon.
Let's go with... yeah, let's just go with human. And the... Oh, name didn't actually populate on this one. One second. The old man who wanted his pizza, Trevin.
Nice, I respect this.
He's gonna get that damn pizza even if he has to beat the point to be taken out to dinner for it.
So, just checking, you're all okay with a match where you might get injured? Obviously, no lasting damage, but just want to make sure you're aware of what you're getting into.
Trevin stares at you with hungry eyes. He wants that pizza.
Very well.
Nysra nodded. Yes, that's okay, lad. And Tarragon, the little 12-year-old girl, kind of just quivers a little bit. Her stomach, like audibly rumbling.
Yeah. What's the old man's name again?
They're all motivated by food.
What's the old man's name again?
Trevin.
Trevin.
They're all there on the map. You should see all their names now.
Yeah. Oh, I'm literally typing it in my notes. I'm taking them out for dinner if they beat up the point. I am genuinely doing this. I'm down.
Definitely the point is when they beat the point.
They're level 3. They don't have multi-attack yet.
So I don't either, so I can only attack one of them per turn.
I know.
One second, I need to quickly make their stat blocks. Apparently this is how we're ending the session out now with the point fighting off
Oh,
against
wait a minute. I'm so tempted to do something.
Oh no.
How hungry does the small child look?
Very weak. You can see like you can see a little bit of her bone structure coming through. Clearly clearly homeless in some way. Like she's wearing very ratty clothes. Clearly like an urchin.
Hey kid, have this. Give me a moment to find out which. I'm gonna give this child, because I actually kind of like feel like I want to see this happen. I'm gonna give the child a potion of fire giant strength.
Can I also give them some snacks?
No, I'll be giving you some snacks. I'll give you some snacks as well. Here's a chicken leg. From Alvina's.
On the chicken leg.
Are you just fighting me because of the food promise?
She just nods.
You're getting food.
Please.
You're getting food as
Look,
well. But beat the crap out
I
of
will take you out to dinner. Just full stop.
You're getting food from me. Here's a chicken leg. Beat the crap out
Old
of
man goes, "Whoa, don't try and get rid of our numbers."
Exactly, point. This
you could
isn't
recruit
fair.
someone else. This is
Nope.
literally a starving child.
Nope, they're being fed. I'm literally feeding them at this point. I've given them some rations and I've given them a
They're a
potion
form
of
of
fire
starving
giant
child.
strength. Have at him.
Well, exactly. Then maybe you should go easy on us. Make sure the girl gets some food.
Exactly.
I can get that pizza.
By the way, I legitimately have one of those. I am crossing it off of my list.
Okay.
I generally want this kid to beat the crap. I think their strength like 25 now, by the way, this small child.
Right, I'll pull up my wooden warhammer. So, pull up stats.
I may be adopting this child, by the way.
I'm fine with this. I feel bad about entering into a fight by a food motivated
By an
child.
old man, a middle-aged woman, and a starving child. You better lose this point.
I want it to be clear that you are volunteering for this. I don't feel good about doing this, but it is necessary to prove a point.
Get him, kid. Get him, kid.
Well, with that, go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh, yeah,
and we'll see how long they last.
Where am I? Am I buried underneath?
Yeah, actually,
No,
don't know
you're
where
in the
points
center of
gone.
the arena.
I was down the bottom. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, you're center of the arena now.
Yeah,
I already set all this up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just putting that as a bit.
Ooh, 20.
It's the one of, I don't think any of us are ever going to use this potion.
These guys are all bad.
Yeah,
Come on, Tarragon!
my point.
I'm sorry, Point, that I'm voting against you, but...
Understandable. I'd be voting against me too.
What's this child's strength modifier now, actually? One moment.
Given their
7.
background,
It
that
plus
can
7,
be
yeah.
Fair enough.
All right. You know, you can start you at like 60 feet away. I think need to be a little bit closer.
Like 80 feet.
Yeah, good thingy battle arrives like 60. There we go. Gotta be able to get there in like a dash.
Yeah.
Middle is 30 feet, sounds about right.
So
All right. As everyone else is kind of dispersed around, you know, let's have people working over here. Let's do some stuff over there.
I think the rest of us
random
were...
events if something goes wrong.
Yeah, it's the one of... there were other, like...
Got even more people
They were-
attacking them now.
Yeah, there were other lines, I think, which have me and fuck you, but I think this will be entertaining enough as it is to be the centre point.
Fuck you has got his mystical bowl of popcorn from somewhere.
I will conjure my mystical bowl of popcorn and put it to one side for later.
Alvina's already
Right.
stolen your mystical bowl of popcorn and is eating it.
It is purely illusionary.
She's still eating it. That never stopped her before.
As you all take your stances, after all, this is a tournament rules. No pre-buffing. You gotta do that during a tournament. You all get your positions. They pick up their weapons. Let's see. Nisra's got a shield and a one-handed maul.
Mace,
all wooden,
right?
of course. Yeah, mace. There we go.
I'm about to say maul. Okay.
Let's see. Trevin's gonna go with. Let's see. Trevin's finally got some strength in his old age. He's gonna get like the biggest wooden sword he can find, just because he can now lift it.
Oh,
Great. He's got a great sword.
What has Tarragon got? Because I just gave this kid the strength of a giant. What have they got?
Let's see. What would be good for them?
Great axe.
No, they're gonna go with the ultimate weapon. They're gonna go with the spear.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's gonna
And
hurt.
there's me
But
thinking they were just gonna grab the weapons rack.
Good literally rips a table out of the ground.
I have the power.
She does now. She's
Alright,
got a
let me
higher
just
strength score than
double
Alvina.
check.
For the next, like, how long do they last? Actually, it's like an hour, isn't it?
Right, I roughly know what they're all gonna. All their vibes are. 'Cause apparently, these are now getting upgraded to named NPCs for some reason.
we're
The point-
recruiting
It's for an hour. It's for an hour. This child is strength
we're
25
recruiting
for an
these the
hour.
beacon, aren't we?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. We might have.
That's the whole fun of this. The point, you get to go first in the initiative order. They're still so unsure to like the concept of battling that they're not quite as quick as you are, a seasoned professional.
Okay, I'm just going to run into here and ready an action. That action being, if one of
The
them hits me with
dodge
an attack, I'm going to attack them back.
Ooh, okay, you're gonna do like the little like block parry smack on the back of the head.
Bonk.
Okay, I see what you're going with. You do that. Trevin gets to go first.
Come on,
And let me just double check. Trevin is going to use his bonus action, and you just suddenly see
Smite!
this old man who's slightly hunched over begin to like do an anime buff up moment as he
God, he's going
straightens
Super
his
Saiyan.
back. And suddenly, like, he was struggling a little bit with the sword. Like, he's still quite a little bit muscular, but he suddenly is able to lift that sword as if it is nothing. And he is going to literally, like, standing leap, jump at you.
Alvina starts clapping, like, because she's in another fight. She starts clapping because she just punches another person.
Just look up. Impressive. Oh god, that's coming from me.
So let me double check what he can do. Increases by 10 feet.
Yeah. Oath of Glory!
Trevin's going for it. He's still like a little bit distance away from you, so let's see. I guess he just dashes at you because he can't actually get to you this round without dashing. But he's gonna deliberately like standing jump, just fucking leap What is it, like probably 12, 13 feet? I can't remember what standing jumps normally is.
It's like with a run up, you can do strength score just
It's
outright.
strength modifier, yeah.
You can do strength score outright, and the Oath of Glory thing just boosts it by 10 feet.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna let him like run 10 feet and then just leap the remaining like 18.
Yeah.
Oh, you got spry. You might have a bit of rogue in you.
That's barbarian, that is!
That's fair. Yeah, I think it's just like, so he's still gonna dash there. I mostly just wanted him to do glory. All right, we're gonna do Tarragon now, and I need to double check what the range off of this is. I think it's 30 feet. So she's gonna move up 15 feet and like stare at the point. And she is similarly going to is it an action normally for Channel Divinity?
I think so, yeah.
It depends on it. It depends on which one.
Yeah, each needs to say. The point, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Yes, she's a conqueror. Okay. I think she's a conqueror. I'm adopting
that's a nat 20.
Ah, you bastard. I'm half tempted to destiny point that for negatives, but I'm not that mean.
As this little girl stares at you, you can see the hollowness of her eyes as she's carrying the spear and looking towards you. And for a second there, her face almost seems to magnify in a way where you feel the hunger inside of her. The depth of the abyss.
I am adopting this kid. No one can stop me.
As you almost feel like you yourself are going to be eaten by the abyss before you push through with your seasoned mind and just shake it off. You are not afraid of this little child.
No. I'd be worried if he was.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely getting you some food later.
And as Nisra goes, she is going to take a step towards you in just like rotating her body left, right as she walks in that little dwarven shuffle. With her shield kind of carried before her, and she is going to take her hammer. And you just see the wood begin to become inflamed with golden energy.
Yeah, Divine Paladin, or Devotion Paladin.
As she is going to move up. That does take her action to do that, but that weapon seems to pack more of a punch now.
Nice tricks.
And it's glowing.
She's exactly like Mary. So she's gonna move up to you. We'll move Tarragon another 15 closer because she still has movement left. But that is going to be them, as none of them have attacked you just yet. They're still kind of feeling out their power. The point. What would you like to do? Trevin's definitely like getting ready to hit you. Nisha's being a little bit more like cautious. She's a bit wiser in her years.
Tarragon's got a terrifying
Tarragon's
gaze.
just fucking staring at you with those eyes.
Can I sort of rotate round to here?
You can, but it will provoke an opportunity attack from Trevin.
Oh, Trevin's not moved on my screen.
He is on my screen. He's right next to you, to the north.
Okay.
Just like
moving down
moving
there.
about
Right
and
above
back.
you.
He's right there.
Okay, that's...
Nesha should be 10 feet in front of you, and Tarragon's down here. If I just move them out, kind of to the
Okay,
back.
yeah. So that was rotating to be near the people who are actually near me, but
Yeah, you are
Yes, yeah.
rotating to the guy directly north of you now.
yes, I will rotate around and just attempt to shove him away. Just shove him backwards.
Okay.
Lovely.
Like, are you physically pushing him action-wise, or?
Physically taking the shove action, I think.
All right, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
I don't want to be the first one to attack these guys. That's a 9.
That's a 9. Let me just double check. He does have advantage on strength athletics check.
Place
Yes.
your hand upon him.
Does he have proficiency? I'll let
If he's
the
a-
dice decide.
If he's a paladin, it's saving throws. No, they don't get strength.
This would be a strength check. This would be athletics or acrobatics check.
Yeah.
Because it's a contested
Yeah, it's basically
grapple effect.
Yeah, it's basically a grapple. Yeah.
Let's see.
He's
got a
glory,
negative
sure.
1.
Right.
Oh.
If they
So
got
yes,
like
okay.
if they got the appropriate ones for it.
Yeah, and he does want it. He'd only be 3, so he'd only get a +2 proficiency. So yeah, I'm gonna give him proficiency, like, because they are getting classes. They might as well get skills to go along with it that meet their personality. And he, as you saw, really just wanted to get back to his youthful days where he could lift things again.
Yeah.
So you have a +1 to this then.
Oh,
He also has an 8 strength still.
He has 8 strength, but he does double his carry capacity, hilariously enough.
He does. And he has advantage on this. So that is an 11.
Oh,
It beats you!
It still beats the knight.
He still beats us. He just stands his ground and he's like, "Whoop."
See, there's a lesson. Even if you are very clearly stronger than the person you're fighting, fate isn't always in your favor.
Oh, seems like you screwed up, young man.
I
You
am,
thought you could push Trevin around.
I concur.
I am 100% imagining that, because there's 3 fights going on, because we did say it's the lines up. Fuck you is kicking someone as they're down. Alvina's like punching the shit out of people as she's watching the other fight, and then Point's
Yeah, and
giving
this is happening.
lectures in the middle.
At the point, are you going to do anything else?
I don't think there's anything else I can do.
Then Trevin's taking a swing.
Okay.
Get him,
bring it on.
Trevin!
Let's see. Stoley has a +1 to attack. And he doesn't have advantage. Does he get anything with attacks, or is it just no? Cause, yeah.
Unless he wants to smite.
It's like a bonus action to smite.
All the
I was thinking of.
all the smite spells are
Yeah.
also bonus actions. So
Well, let's see if he hits first. So that's going to
I
be.
choose my wooden sword.
He gets 1 attack. He's going to try and hit a 12 to hit the point.
Does not hit.
I don't think he can do anything. There's no point doing that, so that's fine. How do you block Trevin's like overhung swing? It's clear like he's not that experienced yet. He just like leaves himself wide open as he comes down at you.
I feel like when I did the shove, I was kind of holding my warhammer in 2 hands and using the center of that to push him away. So I
staff
feel
shove.
like just lift that upwards.
Nice, you just like block it off.
Yeah, just bump.
Trevin
let's
can't
see.
physically hit me.
Yes, they come with a nat 20. Nat 20 is always hit.
So, okay, that was a good attack. But again, we're not teaching you to attack. We're teaching you to not get into fights. Sorry.
He might be. I'm not. Have him.
By fighting, we're not teaching you to get in the fights.
Tarragon with a kind of a quaking hand. She she just kind of raises her spear up, and it just like she clearly isn't used to the weight of the spear or her newfound strength. She just like raises it far too high and has to actually bring it down because she overshot her strength. But she is going to look at you, and you can see. I think you can't see, but you with your bardic nature feel the magic emanating in her voice as it dances around your ear, and she commands you to drop.
Kneel.
Okay, so a wisdom saving throw.
Yep, a wisdom saving throw.
Command.
Oh, it's fair. Actually, let's go with Grovel. Grovel's more useful in this situation.
Okay.
Yes, that might actually do it.
What is her wisdom? I'm gonna let fate decide. She'd have a D.
Well, it's charisma. It's paladin.
Yeah, I don't have her stats. So she's gonna get to decide if she's a charismatic child or not. It's 8 plus her proficiency, so it'd be 10 plus a D4, which is a 12.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, fair. It's a 9 even with her
Yeah,
proficiency.
that's right. She's
Makes
got positive.
Yep. As the point, you feel the words emanating in your brain and feel yourself about to start enacting them on your next turn.
Can I destiny that save?
Oh, come
Yes,
on.
you can. To be fair, the points try to like
I know.
actually lead here. It makes sense.
I know.
Groveling is a bad idea. If it was dropping my weapon, fine.
But again, this child, like the like desperation in her voice alone is inspiring fear in you.
Yeah.
You've heard
Again,
that. You've heard that noise when Alvina's hungry.
Yeah. Once we're done here, we're gonna speak. We have an extra bedroom on our ship.
Mm-hmm.
If Alvina doesn't adopt you, I will.
Too late. I'm calling dibs.
People are allowed to have 2 parents.
Are they though?
Is Abby for that?
I mean, yeah.
We have Abby for
mean,
We have Abby for
The
that.
rogue, the rogue barely gets any. Okay. Okay, it is now Nurse's turn. She is going to use her bonus action. Oh no, let's save the bonus action for the smite. She's gonna come in
You
with
fucked
her
me out.
attack. I don't remember what her strength score is, so she gets that plus her proficiency.
She's a dwarf, so I imagine
And
she's a little bit stronger.
what else did Sacred Weapon do?
Glowing. It
To
glows.
attack rolls. Ooh, add your charisma modifier
Yes.
to attack rolls.
Yeah, not to damage specifically, but it does stack with any buffs the weapon already has, which is quite nice about it.
Cool. Then I'm gonna give her an extra D4 to represent her charisma. All right, a 11 to hit.
Does not hit.
She tried. She tried so hard. The point you're fending off.
Try to be. It was a good hit, but don't take that as a message as you can fight people.
Hit him harder. Hit them harder.
You had 2 swings come at you, and honestly, in this entire thing right now, you think Terragon might be the biggest threat.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The other 2, you're batting them off, but Terragon, she nearly had you on both of those saves. But it's your turn. What would you like to do?
I will take a swing at Trevin.
All right, go for it.
20, it's plus proficiency plus strength. So what's our proficiency at this level?
4.
4. Okay, it's plus 6.
She's got a shield, and she would have a little bit more. I'm
going after Trevin, the old guy.
Old man.
Yeah, I've already got Trevin's AC. Trevin's AC is terrible.
He's an old man.
Oh yeah, that hits easily.
Okay, good. I will.
That, and Terragon's a little bit more thingy, so she'll get.
Tarragon's AC 30.
Unfortunately,
it goes
AC
without
isn't
saying
turned
I'm
by
trying to
strength.
do non-lethal damage here.
Yeah. You come in for that swing, and you easily just take Trevin in like the glaringly obvious open spot he's left himself in. How much damage?
That's 12 damage.
12 damage. You do a crack. He's not bloodied, but you do just do a walloping into his side.
He's very winded, yeah.
Ooh. No, there goes my dreams of pizza.
You're gonna get pizza
extra large pizza,
whether you're conscious or not.
Oh, Nizra cast Shield of Faith on herself, since she didn't actually use her bonus. There we go.
Yeah, okay. Nice.
Because she's supposed to be the fancy, shieldy one. The point is, anything else you'd like to do for your turn?
I will at the end of my turn say, and I'm going to regret saying this. Now, one of the key things you can do when you are faced with a situation you can't talk your way out of is work as a team with your party members. I really hope you don't do that against me, because then you might have a chance of winning.
Ooh, that's what you think. Yeah, whippersnapper. Kevin just immediately ignoring you comes in for another swing.
Well, you might actually have a chance of winning. That's what you think!
A 16 to hit.
That does hit.
Yeah, Foyt's actually got the lowest AC in the party. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He's like pulling a double-handed sword, so let's go with a D10 plus the 1 damage he's getting from this.
Hey, that's you're doing well, Point. It's not 2d6 like a double great sword.
2 damage.
2 damage. 2 damage. However.
Smite!
However.
I still have temporary hit points from earlier.
Let's have a look here. What kind of smite is a Trevin smite? White hot intensity. We're going for searing.
Searing.
Smite.
Yep.
Okay.
Apparently this is like you actually have to do it beforehand.
You do for the cast smites. You have to do it and then hit. For the divine smite, you have to.
That's fair. It lasts up for a minute, so let's have him do it just before that. We'll get Trevor a break, and also the DM hasn't played Paladin forever.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, you need to bonus action first to cast it, and then
the ones you're thinking of are the generic Paladin smite, which is just pure damage.
Yeah,
that's the one you do.
The pure damage ones is essentially a non-action action. Yeah. It's just
it's an on-hit thing you can do.
Yeah.
But you take 3 fire damage, and apparently a Constitution at the start of each of its turns. Okay, at the start of your next turn, you'll take Constitution save, take more fire damage.
Yeah, you're on fire. I think.
You're fair enough. Trevin just ignites you in with his searing hot passion for pizza. Or burgers.
There's a pizza mark
See,
branded on you.
Lactose-free pizza.
That's something to lean into, that passion. Think about what you're passionate about.
Pizza.
That's where Tarragon walks up,
And then
stabs you
turns
for so
Tarragon
much
loose.
damage. If she hits, it's
God.
gonna hurt. If she hits, you're gonna
Yeah.
feel that. You'll be fine.
Let's see. What can she do? I guess she's gonna come up and try and like shank you in the back.
Ooh.
Ow.
Get him.
Yeah.
Get them.
She got +2, +7 for a +9 to hit.
Ribs.
Same attitude to hit as Alvin. Let's go.
She's already used her Channel Divinity.
No Conqueror. No Conqueror +10 to hit.
No, Conquering is just the fear one.
Conqueror has the other one as well. It's the
Yeah,
+10,
but
yeah.
you only get one.
Yeah, no Cleric.
Technically you guys only got one. She got the full class.
Oh no, Paladin also only gets one. It's Cleric that gets more, but they stack with each other.
Yeah, so you get to choose from the two options.
Yeah.
Alright, anyway, she comes in for hit for a critical fail.
Oh, I want to...
Oh.
Actually,
I'll give
I
her my
feel-
destiny.
I was about to say I want to give that kid a Destiny. Can I Destiny?
Wow. Yep, you guys are just...
I want. I use my one because
I deserve this.
On it.
14 to hit.
Meets it, beats it, so yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, what the hell is the damage die of a spear?
D8
also
with
two
two-handed? I think it's D8 with two hands. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think D6 one hand, D8 two-handed.
Oh.
+7.
Not fair. She should also probably be doing bonus actions before her hand. She could do raffle.
Yes. The thunderclap smite. I believe that, isn't it?
For 14 piercing damage from the spear itself.
Ow.
And then she's going to do an extra 2 psychic damage.
Oh, is it psychic? Okay.
Additionally, if the target is a creature, it must make a wisdom saving throw or be frightened of her. So another wisdom save.
I kind of already am. That's 17.
You managed to be off again. Just the fear she's emanating.
Nice hit!
Yes, potential.
You're definitely getting adopted!
And Shield of Faith is concentration.
Don't want to beat up a child and it's going to kill me.
It will! That's why I gave them the potion!
Nestor can't do that, but she can just attack you.
Bonk.
Bonk.
For some reason, I keep imagining her with a
For
rolling
15.
pin. It still hits.
That hits.
For some reason, I keep imagining her with a rolling pin, by the way, in hand. BAM!
And that's just 3 bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
As these 3 come at you. But yes, the point. Can you go ahead and finish this up as we're at the end of the session? And
Killed them already.
Is that a legitimate do a narrative thing of finishing it up, or
no, take your turn. Take your turn, and then we'll.
Okay, I will shillelagh
Wham.
my weapon because it's wooden, and yeah, I don't have multi attack.
Yeah.
So I'll say so. My skills are more. They're more accustomed to being a backline spellcaster. I can only target one person per turn. Per 6 seconds. I don't have the
Aptitude.
senses in order to split my attacks, let's say. Which is why, and I'm going to swing at Trevin. No, I'm going to swing at Nisha and then divert to Trevin.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear it rolled. There it is.
That'll be a 23.
23 hits.
Good old shillelagh.
Go to Daily. 6 damage. Okay, only 6 damage.
You do so. And with that, we'll go into narrative mode. How many hit points you got? Point.
Left, I have 65.
65, and I believe on average they were doing about maybe 6 damage per round.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
even though you are taking some cuts and bruises, and even though the fact that you aren't a melee fighter, not really no way have you specialized to be a melee fighter, it occurs to you, and it maybe gives you a little bit more reassurance, if the point was ever concerned about this matter, or more like just like a little, oh, that's actually quite neat. I didn't really think that. Just how much more powerful you are than 3 armed melee combatants. That
Yeah.
you are in no risk of losing to these 3 now level 3 paladins. You are that powerful.
Oh, good.
That while you couldn't take them all out in a single sweep like Alvina could, or immediately fucking disembowel them with a single attack like you could.
he's being led away by someone because he's
Yeah.
nearly killed 3 people.
Yeah, I'm deliberately not turning around to see where fuck you's doing.
You hear swearing.
Even though this is arguably maybe your weakest area in combat.
Yep.
You could still easily take these, and if this went on, I have no doubt that given you your nearly bloody Trevor in a single round.
Single hit.
I mean, even Lou
And that was
and
with a
me,
wooden sword.
Lou
Yep.
could
Wooden weapon, rather.
Yeah, Luke could hold his own. And he's the only one who's even less melee
don't
combat.
think-
Yeah.
So yes, I will try and get them to yield before knocking them unconscious, if possible.
and none of them could really hit me unless they were
Critting.
critting.
You do so. Yes, Trevin goes down first because he's the one you're focusing on and keeps leaving himself wide open. Who between Niz and Tarragon would you go for next? His has obviously got a much higher AC and is
I'd
being
go
way
for
more
Niz.
defensive.
I don't think Point wants to hit the child.
I don't want to hit the child.
I'm just saying, Tarragon can take you out at any point with
I
these
know.
wisdom saves.
She actually, a couple of good hits, Tarragon could actually down you. She's the only one that could actually hurt you.
I will focus on kind of just keeping Tarragon away
Oh,
while fighting this.
To be fair, I believe most of your attacks have been over 20, so even with her now buffed 16 AC, you are still able to easily get through her defense. She puts up a way better defense than obviously Trevin did. She's got her shield, her aura, her shield of faith, and she is doing a much better job of just keeping you at post. But even then, she's still got a undisciplined stance. It surprises you how much military or like combat experience you actually seem to intuitively know from just how many years of adventuring you've done.
Yeah,
You wouldn't consider yourself a
3 or 4 at this point.
like an experienced like melee fighter or like a trained soldier or anything, but you're picking out like how sloppy their stances are, the fact that she's clearly wide open on the left. And then there's Tarragon. And I can only assume you have no idea what the hell to make of Tarragon. You don't want to hurt Tarragon, but dear God,
the
fact that she might genuinely, like, if you can feel her penetrating your mind in such a way that getting a couple command spells off, it's a good thing you took out the other 2, because if you succumbed to any of them and she just kept you on that lock, they would just beat you down while you were prone.
Yeah.
The risk that Tarragon presented, it reminds you of your own specialization, of how powerful status effect spells can be.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, Alvina might be able to take somebody hit point down to take a chunk out of somebody's hit point, but you, with the status effect, could truly have somebody unable to act until they are slowly beaten to death.
If we glimpse into the Point's villain arc.
If it gets to the point where it's like Point actually is like almost won against Tarragon, if Alvina's like finished with the people that are willing to pick a fight with her. I think
now you named your instrument after a certain someone.
Yes.
Were you there in the crowd that day when they first made their debut?
I wasn't there when they made their debut.
Oh.
I would have been a later fan who joined later.
You missed the early stuff, then.
Yeah, I missed the debut and I regretted every day.
When I say the debut, I mean the first time the Heroes of Akaba during the tri-annual tournament where they first won and came kind of known to the populace.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
It was a quite prominent event in a lot of Akabian history if you're from Akaba. which I believe you and a couple of the other characters are.
I guess everyone
Especially if
but
you're
Alvina.
artificers, Akaba is a hub spot for artificery. A lot of dwarves come down from Steamforge to come to Akaba, especially of late because it is that.
I'm from Steamforge, but would have been.
I think everyone but Alvina was.
Then yeah, Akaba's Triannual Tournament is one of the kind of continent's spectacle that a lot of tourists inflock to watch because it is a tournament amongst all 4 cities to display prowess. Effectively, it's a sports tournament to kind of ease tension in Akaba as it's the neutral state. But your mind calls back to that day when the final victory against the Akaba heroes versus the 4 mages of Salarin was single-handedly decided in the first opening act of that when Blackstar hypnotic patterned every single magi and the rest of their fighters came in and just took all of them out. The mages never getting a turn to act. Your mind froze back to that moment. As yes.
Yeah, if they point looks like they've basically just definitely won. And Alvina's run out of people who are willing to pick a fight. She would walk over to that scrap that's going on.
So I would also at that point do the
and punch the point in the face.
The classic push them down, put the weapon out, put a hand out to help them up.
I was literally gonna just pick them up. If they were not willing to back down, I was gonna pick up and go, let's get you some food.
I mean, fuck you is probably chasing people around.
You're being chased! You're chasing people being chased by security.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alvira will walk over and pick up the kid and go, you did very well. Let's get you some food. The other two just unconscious.
They're not unconscious, they're stable.
Yeah, I will whisper to Alvina at that point. That child is terrifying.
I like this one.
To be fair, I just assume the point kind of beat them up until the point really like thingy down. Going to 0 doesn't necessarily mean going unconscious. Yeah. It's DM choice. It could also just be like they're semi-conscious, unable to fight. It mostly just means they're unable to fight.
Concussed. Yeah.
So they're still conscious and like they take your hand and get raised up.
Got a bunch of paladins. They got lay on hands.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm picking up Tarek and them going to go get them some food. They've earned it. Because they have earned it very much.
Yes, we very quickly flush back to Zormir and Lou just to get their next actions. You quickly realize that neither of you have the blood to get through this door. What do you do? What is your next response after having spent some time there? You do kind of ask around and you can get any information from the locals if there's any particular questions you'd like to know. You can apparently hire out somebody with the gene, but it's normally like a waiting list because they're quite rare and they have to be available.
I think before we start asking around, Zormir's gonna try cutting his hand open and putting it against the door.
That's pretty hardcore.
Seeing if it is.
Take your glove off.
Yeah. Like
you do so. You press your blood against it. You do a little cut, do a little push of the blood, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to work. You do not have the gene, as far as you can tell.
It's not anything to do with actual.
Oh, I just had a great
contact of blood or anything, so it's. Genetics.
I just had a great thought. If this kid turns out to be one of the people with the blood, that would be amazing.
Maybe we should ask around for the people here.
You have effectively a couple hours as the Coliseum stuff's going on to fill up. If you want to kind of grab anyone, you can go check out the waiting list if you'd like. You can. What would you like to do?
Just ask general questions. Anyone they know around here who knows people with the right gene. We're trying to see if we can get access to here.
Yep. You ask about, apparently there is an old waiting list, but it looks like a couple of them only recently have kind of guided people through and are still recovering from the experience. There is a kind of a monetary cost to get the people get compensated for it, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of willing people. There's only like 1 or 2 kind of guides who are willing to go through who also have the gene. And unfortunately, those are both predisposed for the next the next couple weeks.
We may need to speak to Mr. Darkseid to gain some access to this. To expedite the process.
If the relevant people are temporarily out of use, then yes, it seems to be our only option.
Yep, if only any of your NPCs had the gene. All of your NPCs natively from this world.
Yep, we're fairly sure one does.
Yeah, but if it's very rare.
We're fairly sure one does.
So first we get Drax to check.
Well, we can check everyone else once they come here, see if any of our people have it, but hardly us two don't.
We can check all of us, and then we can get the character that we're 99% sure has it.
I don't think it's directly blood.
I think it probably is directly blood, but we don't have it because we're not from this planet.
No, I mean directly applying blood to the.
It might be.
No, you don't need to bleed. But yes, with that, we're going to call that an end. Unless everyone has any desperate things they want to do, I'm going to assume this kind of closes off the day, and you all go get some damn sleep and a long rest.
Yeah, I am adopting this child if they don't actually have parents or
I would
anything.
like to,
I am buying
give
them.
the child a talk after, just saying.
Do you have anywhere to go?
You did really good. That was seriously. If I hadn't got lucky with resisting your spells, I would have been out of it.
Yeah, do you have anywhere to go? You look kind of hungry. Do you want to come with us?
Just getting more and more children.
I have bought a Phoenix.
Doesn't have enough children's place.
I have bought a Phoenix burger for them and adopted this child.
All of that happens. You have effectively the rest of the night off to do what you want RP wise, and you can get a long rest. I assume you're not gonna assume I'm not gonna throw combat at you, so you can go get a long rest. And next week we'll start up effectively with maybe some little vignettes of what happened the previous night, but also a start of a new day.
Yeah.
And you can decide what you want to do. Assume you have the weekend off, and that it's going to take at least 2 days for Darkseid to actually finish thingying everything up before he has a whole bunch of new stuff for you.
Isn't tomorrow the Battle of the Bands?
It is Battle of the Bands, yeah.
So I'm going to assume that in a crisis they cancel that.
Yeah, I think that'll be
That's what you think.
They need something to change to up the levity of it.
Change the mood.
Yeah, change people's minds off the fact that they all just got superpowers. We might actually have more contestants now.
A few bands play is gonna change that.
Well, it takes people's minds off it. It's the exact kind of thing that they would probably do.
So you have the Battle of the Bands in the afternoon, but you still have the morning session, and then obviously the afternoon is with the Battle of the Bands, and an evening session technically after that.
And that'll keep us going until September.
And you can ask about where Damien might be. All you know is that he's currently in the underground, but you don't actually know what that means if he's literally hanging out in the tunnels.
We have a tavern we might know where he is.
With Administrator Junior.
Yeah, the Orange Tavern.
Yeah.
Yep. So you have access to his room if you want it, a tavern. There's basically some investigation you could do at the headquarters. But that's all for next week. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for playing. I hope you had fun. That is the fallout of
the points
creating
problem.
Destiny.
Good boy.
Can we get a new couch for Tarragon, by the way? Because I think we have adopted this kid.
Yeah, I'll think of that later.
Cheers.
I'm happy to make a token for Tarragon.
Yeah, it's like
I'm looking at gaunt orphan eyes. I want the most urchin you can think of.
As scary as Alvina.
That's why I've adopted her. That's why I've adopted her. Like, it's Alvina, but hasn't had training like Alvina, which makes it way more potentially
I'll tell you the
dangerous.
exact vibes I got once we're done.
Yeah.
Okay.
But with that, thank you all, and good night.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Out mind.
Okay, that was awesome. We've got a new NPC, which is a child. Hilarious point. I am legitimately in the Pathfinder game playing essentially a barbarian child. So, that's great. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be interesting. That was a potion of giant strength well spent, I feel.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all we got time for. I'll be back on Monday. Enjoy yourselves, guys. Have a fantastic weekend. Every single one of you keep playing video games for us. You guys are the best of Twitch. Enjoy yourselves, guys. Good night. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.